He's going to bring you a mic now. So we're going to go live now, so you guys can just stay here. Guys, just going to wait for the camera for me.
I step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Oh yes, you beautiful people, welcome to it. This is how your morning begins, your Feel Good Breakfast Show. What's up, guys?
Boy, what's up?
Good weekend, Post?
Good weekend. Good
Mother's Day and all.
What a Mother's Day it was.
It really was.
We had the
Very
feels.
exciting
We had the feels.
Absolutely.
It was lovely, man.
Happy belated Mother's Day to everyone who didn't get a wish or a hug or a kiss or a flower. We love you.
There's a hug for you right now. There we go.
Feel it. Feel it.
Just take it on board, man. It's going to be a great Monday. Thank you for choosing to start your day with us. We're going to have a lot of fun, man. Yeah, inspire you as well. We're going to introduce you to our Mandela Monday hero. She is a godmother from the Cape Flats, and she turns girls into absolute princesses. She's doing phenomenal work. We'll introduce you to her a little bit later on this morning.
Yeah, and then also probably the most amazing competition we've ever run. If you are a big fan of the Springboks, you have an opportunity to travel with them for an entire year and then get paid to do it. It's a real thing that's happening. That prize is worth some 2 million rand. We'll give you the details on how you can enter a bit later.
Drop the mic and
Just
walk
just
off stage,
go.
man.
Just go.
That's what I was here for. Thanks.
Come back.
Insane, man. Absolutely.
And then we're
awesome
also
stuff.
going to be meeting a very talented singer, actress, presenter, music video vixen, if you will. Quadruple threat, if you will. Schelaine Bennett, she chats to us today, and we're going to be finding out more about what makes her tick in her career too.
Oh man, you know, to set a new world record in this day and age, especially in sports, it's a pretty big thing. And we're going to meet a freestyler, a footballer who has done just that this morning. How your freestyle?
Bro, I've been working slowly but surely on my Tusopala, on my Jimmy Tau, on my...
I'm there. Don't worry about me. When Bafana has their next trials, get out.
Oh, I love it, man. We'll also take the opportunity to wrap up all of the football leagues. It's going to be a great show, man.
Exactly. So stay right where you are. Go grab yourself a cup of coffee, tea, hot chocolate, whatever gets you going early in the morning. Here's the news headlines with Leanne. Good morning, Leanne.
Good morning, team, and a good morning to here at home. Let's get you caught up on what's happening in the news. Nationally, the national government is to take over the administration of the Northwest Province under Section 100 of the Constitution. Now, this follows President Cyril Ramaphosa's letter to the National Council of Provinces, notifying them of his decision to intervene. An interministerial task team headed by the minister in the presidency, Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, will handle the matter. Premier Supra Mahumapelo took leave of absence in the past week after stating earlier that he would resign following widespread unrest in the province by protesters demanding his removal. The South African Federation of Trade Unions this weekend said that it fully supported the rejection of the latest offer from the employers to the striking bus workers' unions. SAFTU's Zwelinzima Vavi said in a statement on Saturday that SAFTU urges all workers to continue and intensify their solidarity action in support of their fellow workers who are in the 4th week of a strike. The strike by more than 17,000 drivers has brought bus transport services to a halt across the country. Now moving further abroad, a family of 6 was behind yesterday's wave of blasts targeting 3 churches in the Indonesian city of Surabaya. 13 people died and dozens were injured. The mother and 2 daughters blew themselves up at a church, while the father and 2 sons targeted 2 others. Yesterday's bombings are the deadliest in Indonesia since 2005. In central Paris, Kamzat Asimov, a French citizen born in 1997 in Russia, killed a man and injured 4 other people on Saturday evening with a knife. The Islamic State group has claimed responsibility for both incidents. And then finally, the Democratic Republic of the Congo and UN agencies began deploying emergency teams of specialists over the weekend in an attempt to curb the spread of Ebola, suspected to have infected more than 30 people. The latest suspected case was reported on Friday in the northwestern province of Equateur, which Health Minister Oli Ilunga Kalenga visited on Saturday with officials of the World Health Organization and the UN's Children Fund. The virus killed more than 11,300 people in West Africa between 2014 and 2016. Well, that was your 6 o'clock news update. Let's get our very first look at what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Graham.
Understandably, it's all about the beautiful game this morning in football. Mamelodi Sundowns were officially crowned champions of the Premier Soccer League on Saturday as the season came to an end. A goalless draw with Bloem Celtic in Bloem failed to dampen their spirits as Downs went on to lift the trophy for a record 8th time in the PSL era. Well, at the bottom of the table, Ajax Cape Town, they finished in that relegation zone after a 2-1 loss to Kaizer Chiefs. Cape Side do still, however, have fate in their own hands. They'll face off against Jomo Cosmos and Black Leopards in the PSL playoffs. Then the 2017-2018 English Premier League season also reached its conclusion yesterday as Liverpool secured their place in the top four. The Reds saw out an emphatic 4-0 win over Brighton to ensure Champions League football next season, while Chelsea missed out by finishing fifth after a 3-0 loss to Newcastle. In other results, champions Man City beat the Saints 1-0, while Swansea were officially relegated after their 2-1 loss to Stoke City. Then in rugby, the Bulls beat the Sharks by 39 points to 33 in a great display of South African rugby in Super Rugby on Saturday to see out a double victory over their rivals this season. Following on from their memorable 40-10 win in Durbs last month, the Bulls scored 5 tries to the Sharks 3, and that secured the win that takes them to 9th on the overall standings. Elsewhere, the Lions lost out to the Highlanders 39-27, while the Chiefs beat the Stormers by 15-9. Then finally, in motorsport, Lewis Hamilton opened up a 17-point lead at the top of the F1 drivers' standings. That was yesterday as he crossed the line first at the Spanish Grand Prix. For the second year running, Hamilton took the checkered flag in Spain after starting from pole. The win marks his second victory of the season and 64th overall. It was a 1-2 finish for Mercedes as well as Valtteri Bottas. He took second with Red Bull's Max Verstappen finishing in third. We'll have more on all of those weekend sporting highlights in the first half hour of the show, so stay tuned.
More than a club, more than an appliance brand. Defy.
Right, well, it's just after 6 o'clock. Let's quickly take a first look at your weather and those temperatures for your Monday morning. And it looks like most parts of the country can expect rather chilly conditions starting off this week with a couple of thunder showers expected for the northeastern region. I'll run you through quickly. Polokwane starting off on 11 minimum, reaching a high of 19 degrees later on today. Mbombela 13-20, Pretoria 9 and a high of 16, Johannesburg 7-14, Mahikeng 7 minimum with a maximum of 19 degrees, Klerksdorp 8-15, Kimberley 6 and a high of 20, Bloemfontein very cold this morning, 3 degrees minimum, staying cool with a maximum of 18. Richards Bay 17-24, Pietermaritzburg 11-20, Durban 18-22, Tata 9 with a maximum 18 degrees, East London 12 minimum with a high of 20, Cradock 7-19, Port Elizabeth 12 and a high of 20, George 10-19, Sutherland 2 minimum this morning with a cool maximum of 15 degrees, Cape Town 11-20, Worcester 6-22, Springbok 8-21, and Uppington starting off on 7 degrees this morning, reaching a mild maximum of 23 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather and your temperatures for the 6 o'clock bulletin. I'll have another update for you just after 6:30.
Well, here's to welcoming you to Monday, the 15th of May. And because we live in a world that is constantly changing ever so quickly every single day, we pump the brakes to reflect on what happened on this day in history.
Here we go. Well, in 2010, Australian sailor Jessica Watson became the youngest person to sail non-stop and unassisted around the world. She was awarded the Order of the Australian Medal, or the Order of Australia Medal, for completing the Southern Hemisphere solo, circumnavigating at the age of only 16 years old.
Girl, power to the max.
What were you doing at 16?
At 16 years old, I was playing cricket and wondering when I'd get my first date.
Okay.
Clearly not that far. Anyway, on the 15th of May, 1940, this is a very remarkable date, Richard and Maurice McDonald founded a small hamburger stand that they called McDonald's. Now, their mascot at the time was not Ronald McDonald, but in fact Speedy, a hamburger-shaped head with a chef's hat on it.
Wow,
There we go, there's
that's
Speedy.
Speedy.
That's how McDonald's started on this day in 1940. 40.
Gosh, well, that's interesting. And then way back in 1928, months before Mickey Mouse debuted in Steamboat Willie, he made his very first appearance in May that same year in an animated short called Plain Crazy. Now, today, Mickey Mouse is a mascot of the Walt Disney Company and the most famous cartoon character in the world.
Do you remember that when he was on the boat? And it's like he was whistling like...
I know, takes me back. That's what you were doing when you were 16.
That's what I was doing,
now
practicing that for this very moment. Well, that's our bite-sized dose of history. Go ahead and seize this day and make it one for the books.
Well, the beautiful princess behind me helps us seize the day with a fresh cuppa. We're going to help warm your heart this morning, introduce you to a Cape Flats godmother who is turning little girls into princesses and understandably earns the mantle of Mandela Monday hero. Then we said it earlier, probably the best prize we have ever given away on the show. How would you like to tour with the Springboks for an entire year and be paid to do so? A prize worth $2 million. And we're just going to throw a cherry on the top there. Lee Thompson is here for a little kettlebell workout as well. We'll see you in a sec.
The time to hesitate is through. No time to wallow in the mire. Trying we can only lose. And our love becomes a funeral pyre. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. You know that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a lie if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Now it's time for us to take a look at what's happening on the socials. As you can see, we're all out and about doing something really, really adventurous. And we want to know from you, if you could plan your ultimate weekend getaway, what would it be? We're already dreaming of the weekend and it's only Monday. Let's see what you had to say. Garrett kicks us off. There is so much to do in our beautiful country. It's hard to choose. I agree. Felicity says it would be a little wooden cottage in a forest with a river or a stream running close by, a place to make a fire outside and sit and watch the stars, and a fireplace inside to curl up with a good book. Oh, I'm feeling that. Carmen says I would go ghost hunting, going to old haunted castles, taking weird photo shots in forests and making memories. Wow, that is super adventurous. And then Donna says my ultimate weekend getaway is anywhere with my family. As long as my family's with me, rest is there as well. So thank you so much. Keep us informed on social media. What does your ultimate holiday getaway look like? Now, talking about Monday, because it is a Monday, this week's Mandela Monday hero is a young woman and real-life fairy godmother from the Cape Flats with a superpower to transform little girls into princesses, even if it's just for a day. Now, it's our privilege to introduce to you Shanice Apples and her Princess Party Project.
The Princess Party is about empowering young girls on the Cape Flats, areas like Manenberg, Heideveld, Mitchells Plain, and the informed settlements of Strandfontein. So it's basically just letting the girls have a break of the struggles that they go through every day. It was to bond with them and to grow with them and just making them feel special, because there's a lot of times where they don't feel that at home or get that love, and this is what it's about. It's about the girls and the empowerment of the girls.
Every year, 20-year-old Mitchells Plain resident Shanice Apples hosts a celebration like this with the girls of her community to honor the legacy of her mother.
I lost my mother at a young age, and a lot of the girls that I work with, they don't have a mother, and it was seeing that and her death that motivated me, because her legacy and how she did community work, and also just seeing the struggles my girls go through here in Mitchells Plain. It was just me wanting to make a difference, no matter how small it was.
Can anyone tell me what this thing is on my t-shirt? She said vagina, what do you say?
Basically, what inspired the anti-rape campaign was the rape and murder of a lot of the young girls last year, girls like Whitney Peters and Stasha Aronson. And I took it upon myself to take a stand, because a lot of the times in colored communities it's seen as taboo to speak about rape and to speak about abuse, because the girls would rather be getting a hiding or be labeled ogat. And I thought to myself, like, let's rather take a stand against the rape and abuse of our young girls on the Kaapse Vlakte, on the Cape Flats, on the Cape Flats. Most of the girls that we work with, they can't afford to have sanitary towels, because we all know it's extremely expensive. Even the basic pad, you have to have at least more than 20 rand, and a lot of the girls don't have that. So the reason why we did the sanitary towels drive was so that the girls don't have to go out and beg for money, or to stand in long lines at the clinic, or miss out on school, and not have to feel so dirty or ashamed that they becoming a grown woman now, big girl. Being with the girls, I at first was very scared, because I started this journey when I was 16 years old. But I didn't just grow with them, they helped me learn patience. They taught me how to be kind to those that aren't always as kind to you. I love them so much, even though they put me through a lot of trouble. But the girls are not just girls that you take photos with to make yourself look good on social media. They have really become my sisters, and I hope that I will grow and grow more with them.
She's very kind, and she's a very outspoken person. She makes you feel comfortable around her. She's always there for you. She tells you that she's always there for you. Her shoulders can be your crying shoulders.
Shanice is very friendly and well. She makes me feel very welcome. She's open.
She's making a difference to what other people do, because not everyone gives this to other people. And she's a very good person, because she's giving a princess party, and no one does that. And I never heard of somebody doing that.
My hope for these girls is that they can grow up, and that I don't have to read about them in the newspapers that one of them have been abused, and also my hopes are that these girls can rise above the circumstances that they're in, because these girls deserve only the best in life, and I hope that they can grow up to be grown women that can empower other girls also throughout their journey. So yeah.
Always a beautiful way to start off a Monday with some inspiration from our Mandela Monday heroes. Thank you so much to you, Shanice. But right now, time for us to reflect on some sporting action over the weekend, and there was lots of it.
My word, Football League season's wrapping up in England, here in South Africa as well this weekend. Saw the champions celebrating while there was despair, obviously, for the relegation-bound teams. And we're going to just take you through some of the high points, some of the standout performers over the weekend and over the season. So let's kick it off here in South Africa, the Premier Soccer League, PSL champions, Mamelodi Sundowns, for a record 8th time. Absolute stars of the show. 60 points from 18 wins in 30 games. Might not have been the biggest scoring season, but it's tough out there, and you've got to earn the wins, and they did just that. They also had the most goals scored at 49 goals, largely due to Percy Tau, who had a phenomenal season, and he is joined by Polokwane City's Rodney Ramagalela, who finished as the PSL's joint top scorers, both netting 11 goals this season.
Having a player, I think, like Percy Tau has now just kind of gotten South African fans, not just Sundowns fans, super excited again weekend to see this man pulling on the Bafana Bafana jersey. I mean, obviously he's got a great run of form, but you just want to see what he can do just on an international scale.
Put on the other yellow jersey. Put on the other yellow jersey that he owns. I love that. And we also love our glamour sides performing. Orlando Pirates finishing second on 55 points, so congratulations to them.
Some Orlando Pirates fans were super happy this weekend, just like, okay, calm down, please, calm down.
CAF Champions League football, it's something to celebrate, bro. And then, of course, Kaiser Chiefs had a win this weekend, but they also qualify for next season's CAF Confederations Cup. But on the bottom end of that scale, obviously, Platinum Stars already relegated before this weekend. And Ajax Cape Town going down 2-1 to Kaiser Chiefs. They're going to have to go into the playoffs to keep their position, but there's a lot of faith there. But taking you through some of those final results out of the weekend, AmaZulu getting one over Cape Town City FC. Benny McCarthy, a lot of work to do there, I think, in the off-season, but they still have faith in the man. SuperSport United, that win against Baraka, keeping them safe and out of the relegation zone.
Absolutely.
So well done again to our champions.
Great stuff, awesome. Great stuff. Let's go to England, man. Of course, Manchester City, we know they raised the trophy last week.
Imperious, is that empirical, imperious?
Perfection.
The Empire Strikes Back. The first team ever to achieve 100 points in the English Premier League. 100 points. So you compare that to Sundowns scoring 60 in a brilliant season. 100 points, unbelievable.
In the toughest league in the world.
Undoubtedly. And this year there has been something special about the English Premier League. I think Liverpool's appearance in the Champions League final kind of testament to that. So congratulations to them. We look at our top goal scorer. It was a bit neck on neck earlier in the season, but someone's run away with it. Mo Salah. He has taken just about every award possible. The Players' Player, the Football Association's Player, the Writers' Player. He gets the Golden Boot. And he has outdone some unbelievable players in the record-setting 32 goals that he scored. That's 2 ahead of Harry Kane, who I think dropped off the pace a little bit with injury this season, but still 30 ain't bad. So really, really awesome way to round off their season with an emphatic win. We saw Liverpool securing their Champions League berth with a 4-0 thing, but I have a feeling they might have secured it anyway in that final. I can't believe you're going there.
Looking
Newcastle.
super strong as they are right now, so you're looking forward to that Real Madrid v Liverpool battle. But of course, Formula 1 over this weekend?
And of course, Lewis Hamilton, he's turned a corner last weekend, got a win this weekend, got a win at the Spanish Grand Prix, so he extends his lead at the top of the Formula 1 standings. So some big wins over the weekend, and we're just going to gloss right over Super Rugby.
We're going to do that because you might be wondering why exactly we're wearing our Bok jerseys right now. Well, let me tell you this. These are the details that we've been waiting to tell you about all weekend long, because there's an opportunity for you that you want to grab a hold of. In fact, just grab a hold of your Springbok jersey right now, because MTN, the official team sponsor of the Springboks, has partnered with SA Rugby, and they're looking for the biggest Springbok fan out there. So that could be you. And get this, with a small audition video that you're going to send, you can have the chance to travel with the Boks for an entire year and get paid to do it.
Paid? Yes. Yo, MTN are literally looking for a super fan to travel with the team for an entire year. You'll be posting, tweeting, and running a live blog. The whole experience will be opened up for the rest of the world for an entire year, and you're going to get paid doing it. You're going to be on the road with the team. You're going to have front row seats at training sessions, games, dinner, downtime, probably the best part. You name it, you will be there. You will basically be becoming a Bok team member.
Absolutely. So if you are indeed a mega fan of the Springboks, you know a little bit of your rugby, then this is your chance right now. Of course, a bit of social media savvy will go a long way. Then you want to jump on this experience. This prize is valued at worth 2 million rand. Remember, you're getting paid to do this as well. So all you got to do is record a video of yourself motivating why you are the girl or the guy for the job, and obviously show off a little bit of your rugby knowledge. That'll go a long way. And then upload that video to mtncallup.mobi to enter, and you have until the 27th of May to enter, and there can only be one winner, so make that a good one. And also thanks to our friends at MTN for making this prize available. $2 million.
I mean, the value of the prize is one thing, but this will change your life. This will change your life, man. So, congratulations to our future winner. I hope it's a girl, actually.
Once again, that website is mtncallup.mobi. Send in those videos.
Oh man, what a prize. Well, that's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. So I hope you enter and enter quick as well. Lee Thompson joining us right now, back in our studio, back in Cape Town as well, my friend.
It's good to be back. Thank you for having me, man.
You
Yeah.
too, man. And all the best for your new venture, head trainer at F45 in Camps Bay.
That's it, yeah. It's a great new workout. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, well, we're going to learn more about it, but now let's get into your fitness as we do on a Monday. Kickstart your heart rate and the blood flowing, everything. What are we doing, dude?
So we've got a kettlebell sumo squat. So feet nice and wide apart there, Ewan.
I love kettlebells,
Toes pointed
man.
out. And they're so versatile.
Absolutely.
Okay, just pop it against your chest, under your chin, going down for a deep squat, holding it there for a second, and back up. Good.
All right.
All the way down and up. Let's go for 2 more. 2, last one, and good job. Well done.
Cool.
Okay, great. Next exercise, feet shoulder width apart, kettlebell under your chin, going down for a squat press. So down, nice and low, all the way to the top.
Keep the balance, you.
Pressing the kettlebell up to the top. Yeah, so you want to make sure you keep your balance, keep your core nice and tightly locked. That'll keep your balance as well. Going up, working up the shoulders as well. 2 more to go. 2, good job. Head upright, and 1. Great work, Ewan. Okay, cool. Next one is a straight leg deadlift. So let the kettlebell hang in front of you like that. Feet together, head upright, going all the way down. Nice, slow, controlled movement, and a bit more explosive on your way up.
This is a great stretch to start off your morning as well.
Definitely, you'll feel it stretching your glutes.
The glutes, the lower back.
The hammies, even the shoulders as well. Let's go for 3 more, and explosively up.
That is a lovely stretch.
3, 2. At home, you could probably use milk cartons if you don't have a kettlebell. Just improvise. 2, and let's go for 1 more.
All right.
Making sure you squeeze those glutes on the way up to get that bubble butt we all looking for.
The bubble butt. So this is something that men also should kind of focus on, man.
Definitely. It's not just a female exercise. Both genders, you can benefit from it a lot.
All right, well, let's go for it, dude.
Yeah,
let's
go for it. Okay. So bringing
once
your
again-
1 foot around the back, dropping your knee down, head upright, then back to the starting point.
All right.
Alternating to the other side, knee down, back to the starting point.
And you want to make sure about form here.
Yeah, definitely. So to take the pressure off your lower back, make sure your head is upright, and your back will be nice and straight automatically, which is great.
But you can really feel that, especially if you control it, getting into the quads, getting into the glutes.
Yeah, exactly. And just pulsate it a little bit at the bottom there. That also helps get that extra bit of a squeeze that we're looking for. Let's go for 2 more, and 1 more.
Brilliant.
And that's it.
So there we have it. Just a couple of things that you can do with a kettlebell. Like you said, if you don't have one at home, a milk carton is a great one to do as well.
Milk carton is a great way. Yeah, even a rucksack with some bricks as you get stronger.
Hey, old school, a rucksack of bricks, man. Lee Thompson, thank you very much for joining us, my friend. We'll have another workout from the man himself in just a bit.
Listen, we just had to come back here because you might have woken up and thought you were dreaming or we were joking or no, it's not April. We're very much in May. It's real. MTN is looking for the biggest Springbok fan out there who's got some social media savvy, who's keen on their rugby, keen on the boys and supporting them. You have the opportunity to travel with the Boks for an entire year, get paid to do it. All you got to be is fabulous on social media, do your thing. This prize worth 2 million rand could be all yours. All you got to do is send us a video telling us exactly why you're the girl or the guy for the job. And of course, show us a bit of what you know about rugby. That's very important. Send that to mtncallup.mobi. Upload it there. This is your opportunity of a lifetime.
Look, and you could be one of those people. You could be there.
You could be like,
for an
you could be like
entire
right in
year.
there.
So let's get you inspired.
Yeah, that's you.
Ever wondered what it's like to be a Springbok? To experience the pre-game build-up and see how it's done with thousands of fans cheering you on? Well, now you can. MTN is looking for a bozza that will connect the Boks with the world. Someone who will follow the Springbok team and tell stories from the road. Someone who can rally the nation and be the eyes and ears of Mzansi. So how do you get the call-up to become the bozza of the Springbok team? Do you have a passion for rugby? Are you slick with social media? And do you know how to use your phone to capture it all? First, create a video telling us why you should be the bozza of the Springbok team. Then head over to mtncallup.mobi to submit your application. Check out hashtag MTNCallup to see what it's all about. T's and C's apply.
back. Monday morning. Happy Monday to you. The start of a brand new week. And we want to start it off on a feel-good note. So we've got some feel-good stories to share with you. Now, I'm sure you all know Korean-American comedian Ken Jeong. Gotta get his name now. Ken Jeong. This is the guy. You know him as, of course, the guy from Community and the Hangover films where he played Mr. Chow, the Asian gangster.
Yeah.
So this dude, he's also a qualified doctor, in case you didn't know. Quite remarkable.
Wow.
So last week he was performing a stand-up show at a club somewhere in Phoenix when an audience member went into a seizure, and he then immediately stopped his show and then started, of course, kind of tapping back into his medical knowledge, and he performed emergency medical assistance on the audience member, and then also another audience member who happened to be an emergency medical technician assisted Jeong, and they both stayed at the woman's side until the ambulance came over and then took her to the hospital. So thank goodness he...
do you think he went back and finished the show?
That's the question. Do you do that? How do you then
come back?
I mean, that's your standing ovation.
Yeah, I was going to say, you
already.
just come on to stage and take a bow, man. I absolutely love that. Well, let's keep that feel-good trend going here. We stay in America, where we meet a 13-year-old boy from Austin in the US who spent months putting together the most awesome website. It matches dogs in animal shelters to the perfect owner. His name is Aiden Horwitz, and he found out that so many dogs were stuck in shelters because they weren't finding a suitable match in owner. So for a school project, he put together a survey questionnaire that hopeful dog owners could fill out and then turned it into a website, and the rest is history. It's called dogdo.org. Go and check it out. Hopefully it'll inspire someone here in South Africa as well. That's the name of the site, and once the questionnaire is completed, it sends the results to the local shelter, and representatives are able to then match the perfect pup to the perfect owner. So far, 5 lucky friends have found brand new homes thanks to Aiden's website, which might not seem like many, but every little bit helps.
Yeah.
And now 5 furry friends' lives have been changed forever. Often don't have to make a big change. You make a big change in one person's life, and that can lead to many amazing blessings and cool things.
Yeah,
so
can you imagine
awesome,
that, man? You know, from comedians saving audiences to little boys saving puppies. With all that kind of goodness, like, what a wonderful world. Let's just end that segment just like that. Drop mic, we're done. We're done. You got your feel-good news.
In your national news this morning, the national government is to take over the administration of the Northwest Province under Section 100 of the Constitution. An interministerial task team headed by the Minister in the Presidency, Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, will handle the matter. The South African Federation of Trade Unions this weekend said that it fully supported the rejection of the latest offer from the employers to the striking bus workers' unions. On the international front, a family of 6 was behind yesterday's wave of blasts targeting 3 churches in the Indonesian city of Surabaya. 13 people died and dozens more were injured. Then finally, the Democratic Republic of the Congo and UN agencies began deploying emergency teams of specialists over the weekend in an attempt to curb the spread of Ebola, suspected to have infected more than 30 people. The virus killed more than 11,300 people in West Africa between 2014 and 2016. Well, that was your 6:30 news headlines. I'll have a full bulletin for you at the top of the hour.
Let's fly through a sporting snapshot after the weekend. Mamelodi Sundowns were officially crowned champions of the Premier Soccer League on Saturday. While Ajax Cape Town, they finished in the relegation zone. Staying with football, the 2017-2018 English Premier League season also reached its conclusion. That was yesterday as Liverpool secured their place in the top 4, with Chelsea finishing in 5th. Onto rugby, the Bulls pulled off a double win over the Sharks in Super Rugby this season. That was after a 39-33 victory on Saturday. Elsewhere, the Lions lost to the Highlanders and the Stormers fell to the Chiefs. And in Formula 1, Lewis Hamilton opened up a 17-point lead at the top of the Formula 1 driver standings. That was yesterday as he crossed the line first at the Spanish Grand Prix ahead of Valtteri Bottas and Max Verstappen. More on all of those stories on the top of the hour. Right now, let's get into your traffic.
Right, it's just after 6:30. Let's quickly take a first look at what's happening out on the roads on your Monday morning. Not too much at this stage. In Gauteng and Midrand, there's a stationary vehicle on the N1 highway. That's after Allendale Road, blocking the centre lane, so please just keep a lookout for that. Otherwise, so far, not much to report on, but if you are heading out on the roads, please be safe. We will keep you updated throughout the course of the morning.
More than a club, more than an appliance brand. Defy.
All right, let's quickly take a look then at your weather very quickly. Most parts of the country can expect rather chilly conditions today with a couple of thunder showers expected up in the northeastern region. Your temperatures, Polokwane 11 minimum with a maximum of 19 degrees. Mbombela 13, 20. Pretoria 9 and a high of 16. Johannesburg 7, 14. Mahikeng 7 minimum with a maximum of 19 degrees. Klerksdorp 8 and a high of 15. Kimberley 6, 20. Bloemfontein 3 minimum, nice and cold. Staying cool with a maximum 18. Richards Bay 17, 24, Pietermaritzburg 11, 20, Durban 18 minimum with your maximum 22, Mthatha 9, 18, East London 12 minimum with your maximum 20, Cradock 7 minimum with a high of 19 degrees, Port Elizabeth 12 and a high of 20, George 10, 19, Sutherland 2 minimum this morning, staying cool with a maximum 15, Cape Town 11, 20, Worcester 6, 22, Springbok 8 and a high of 21, and Abington starting off on 7 minimum, reaching a high of 23 degrees. It's a wrap of your weather for the 6:30 bulletin. Another update heading your way just after 7.
All right, I know. Hold on. Let's start this properly, Vasti. Now, in today's fast-paced society, you don't have much time to make a first impression, so we've come up with the perfect way to really get to know our artist. And this time around, Cape Town-based operatic singer, Vasti. And so this is how it's going to work. I'm going to give you a scenario, ask you a question, give you 2 options. You answer with the first thing that comes to mind.
I'll try my best.
Are you ready for this? Start the clock. Here we go. Pineapple on your pizza or no?
No.
Movies or books?
Movies.
Classical or jazz?
Somewhere in between.
Kendall Jenner or Kylie Jenner?
Oh, Kindle.
Favorite word?
Lekker.
Fruits or vegetables?
Vegetables.
Kurt Darren or Casper's in your vest?
Casper.
Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise?
Brad Pitt.
It's so tearing. You win a luxurious car. Do you drive it or sell it?
Sell it.
When was the last time you skipped somewhere?
Probably a week ago. I don't know.
Favorite sports team?
I don't know.
Facebook or Instagram?
Facebook.
Angelina Jolie or Jennifer Aniston?
Angelina.
Your most used emoji? If not music, what else?
Music and music and music.
Michael Jackson or Whitney Houston?
Whitney Houston!
Oh! Okay, all right. That was 16 minus 1 because you skipped 1 question. So 15 questions. That was pretty good.
You asked me about sport. What can I say?
That's okay. That's okay. So let's quickly get to know you as an artist. You started off at UCT.
Yes,
and
I did.
you studied B-Mus opera.
I did, indeed.
Where did your love and fascination with opera come from?
Well, actually, I started out at UCT playing saxophone, and I only started singing in matric. And then in first year, I started listening to more opera, being more aware of the opera world, and I realized this is actually what I want to do. I want to sing instead of playing saxophone. Still love jazz.
Yeah.
And that's where it started. And I only started with opera in my second year, actually.
And then that's quite a significant change to make from playing the sax to singing opera. It's a big change, but it worked out successfully for you.
Well,
successfully because
it's all coming back.
Yeah. And
like
you,
forming one thing again today, yeah. So.
And you travelled to Scotland, you were telling me earlier on. You've played many roles in opera before. Which have been some of your favourite?
Well, one of my favourites was Cherubino. It's a pants role, as you can see. I like wearing pants, so it was fun.
And what was your travels like in Scotland? Tell me about that.
It was awesome. It was actually part of the Commonwealth Games. It was a new opera that was written about 4 or 5 years ago. I think a little bit less, actually.
Yeah.
And we met people from all over the world, people from New Zealand and Canada and Scotland and Ireland, and we all performed together with a huge choir.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And so today we'll be finding out more about the 27 Club, which is why you're here to perform. So make sure that you stay tuned for that. We'll have music from Vasti a little bit later on. Stay tuned for that.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we're joined by Generation superstar Schelaine Bennett is in studio, and we're going to get to know this gorgeous actress a little bit more.
Absolutely, and there's some fun and games as Katlego and Graham learn some new footy skills from the freestyle master, Khris Njokwana. He is here and he is going to show us some serious skill this morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Don't go anywhere.
Wow.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on SABC3. It's a Monday morning, people. Welcome. Thank you for choosing to start your day with us. Always lovely hanging out. Right now, though, Leanne.
Where else would you be? I mean, come on.
Come on.
It's like, it's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
Exactly.
What's going down, sister?
What's going on?
Oh my goodness. Listen, this could have been very tragic, but thankfully it wasn't. Local Scheme Psalm actress Relebohile Mabocha went into anaphylactic shock and was rushed to hospital after eating a salad at a local restaurant chain over the weekend. Now, the star, affectionately known as Lebo, is allergic to nuts and claims her food contained traces of it, despite the restaurant staff repeatedly assuring her that it didn't. Now, the actress shared her harrowing ordeal on Twitter, and she said she was rushed to hospital in an ambulance after struggling to breathe. Now, the restaurant in question apologized to the actress on social media, quote, saying, "We have apologized to Lebo for this very unfortunate situation. We are speaking to her to ensure that she's fully recovered and will be taking the necessary steps to prevent this from happening again in the future." Now, taking a look at her last tweet she sent, she states, "I expect a public apology and compensation for your negligence, training for your staff countrywide, donation to a charity, and an awareness campaign on allergies and what can happen to people. Absolutely awful. Hashtag country duty." So I think that's very serious. A friend of mine, we were actually having dinner one night, and he repeatedly asked the staff, "Is it okay for me to eat this because I am, I can't eat a certain type of food?" And they said, "Don't worry, you've got this." Also rushed to
happened to me with shellfish as well before, and it is serious. It's terrifying when that process starts. So glad she is all right.
Exactly. No excuse. So I'm glad that she at least is in communication with them and that they're trying to fix the problem. It could have been very sad, you guys.
Sure. And it's big news. I know globally they're looking at changing airlines policy with regards to that. Just the air that you breathe, if nuts are served on a plane, can have that kind of effect. It's that serious. So thankfully there is a good end to this story, but near-death experience, scary stuff.
So true.
Cool. Thank you very much, Graham. Right now, shall we get into a bit of a game? Let's get into a game.
I love games.
It's Guess Who. Take a look. We're going to have a star, somebody that's in the news and the know-how, but we're going to give you a couple of clues and see if you can get it right. All right.
Oh yeah, and I think we're going to be doing that a little bit later in the show. We've got a generation star here who is demanding that she has a segment right now, so it's over to you, Cash.
Oh, okay.
Indeed, we do. We are in the presence of superstardom this morning. Now, the name Schelaine Bennett first hit South African TV screens as a daily live show presenter on SABC2's Hectic 9-9. Since then, she's appeared on numerous television shows, Saints and Sinners, Ingoma, Forced Love, Gold Diggers, and just to name a few of them. But right now, she features on one of the most popular TV shows in South African history as Zoe Phillips in Generations, The Legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, the magnificence, the beauty, the talent that is Schelaine Bennett. Come on!
Woo! That was great. Wow.
Just for you.
Thanks, man.
Just for you.
Thank you.
It's
that
great
was so
to
cool.
have you here.
It's amazing to be here.
So early in the morning, but you're used to it,
I'm so
aren't
used
you?
to this, yeah.
Waking up early is nothing for you. By 6 o'clock, you're already sitting in the makeup
having
chair.
coffee,
At
yeah.
Oh, you're having coffee as well. They treat you nice.
They do.
Tell me about the Generations Legacy story, how it happened for you.
How it happened for me? Well, do you know what? Funnily enough, they were auditioning because they were going to bring in this new family. I couldn't audition ever because I was filming something else.
Okay.
And then towards the end of it, they were like, we still can't find the daughters.
Yes.
And then they were like, Schelaine, just come in. So I went in, read.
Oh, so you were actually specifically called in?
Well, a few of us. I don't want to say it like that.
You're allowed to.
And I just went in to read opposite people to play my sister.
Yes.
And Nicole, who was on a few weeks ago, she was there as well. And I was like, dude, we got to do this, we got to do this. And then it worked out in the end.
And what's it been like fitting into the shoes of Zoe on this show? On
She is nothing like me.
Really?
Nothing at all.
In what ways is she different from you?
She's so responsible and she's a mother and she has everything together. She keeps her family together, keeps everyone in check. I'm like this free spirit leaf that just floats around. She is amazing. I have the utmost respect. I'm speaking like she's like about her like she's real. She's not.
Well, she is to many people, I'm sure.
But it was amazing. You work with an amazing team and you can bring this to life with ease.
And what is it like for you as an actress being on one of the most loved shows, like I said, I think in South African history?
I know, right?
Right?
it still is a little mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Because my cousin's husband actually told me, he was like, remember, like a few years ago when you first moved up, you said, that is the show I want to get onto.
Are you serious?
And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, I don't remember.
Wow.
And when this happened, I was like, jeepers, following your dreams, eh?
Yeah.
It can pay off.
Talk to me about that, like following your dreams, starting
Yes.
off at Hectic 99, and then some or other way maneuvering yourself into the right position, being in front of the right people, performing the right kind of quality of work, so that you could be noticed for a role like this. Take me through that journey.
So Hectic 99 obviously was presenting.
Yes.
And I literally fell into it because I studied theatre, not knowing I'd ever go into TV. It was also a phenomenal journey. Stepped out of it, went back into theatre for a bit, and then I was like, look, I really like this acting thing, and seeing that I studied it as well, let me pursue that. And it's perseverance, constant blood, sweat, and tears all the time. I mean, it doesn't always work out. I've just been really blessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your preparation and readying yourself for the cameras, whether it is for live presenting, whether it is for acting. I mean, for other young actors out there that are looking up to you and thinking, I want to be a Schelaine one day.
It literally is, you have to put in the work.
Yeah.
You have to, there are times where I don't see anyone because I'm sitting with scripts, doing script breakdowns, character breakdowns, so that I understand who I'm bringing to life, their nuances, their habits. Like, you literally are building a person.
Yeah.
And you don't ever want to be Schelaine in that person. So it's a lot of work. Put in the work, put in the work. That's something I can't repeat enough. And I don't think people actually acknowledge the amount of work that actors do put in, because it's not easy.
Yeah.
I mean, learning lines, you think it's easy, but not always. So
And I'm sure it manifests itself in you walking down the street and people go, hey, Zoe,
no,
what do you
that's
do? They
the
don't
thing.
do that?
No, yesterday this woman wouldn't believe that it was me. I even took out my phone and I showed her a picture of me and Terrence, and she's like, yeah, and I was like, but what do you mean? And she's like, you're so not the same.
Well, I guess it could also be a very good thing. But listen, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We'll follow you on social media at Schelaine Bennett, right?
Yes,
or
sir.
Benet, if you will.
Benet, if we like feeling French and stuff.
And we look forward to seeing you more on Generations The
you.
Legacy.
Oh man, coming to terms with what is one of the coolest achievements, I think, in sports. It's not every day that a Guinness World Record is broken, but the gent sitting beside me, Khris Njokwana, has done just that. And that record, okay, which was previously held by Theo Walcott, I mean, come on, what a mantle to take. Yeah. Controlling a ball dropped from a height of 37.4 meters. That is a record. Khris, well done, my brother.
Thank you so much.
This is insane. You're a freestyler. I'm sure you could have approached a number of world records, but this one has obviously grabbed the attention of social media, and rightly so, man. I mean, this is something that no one else has ever done before. Did you expect to get this kind of reaction? What is the praise and the attention that you've gotten meant to you after achieving something like this?
It's been crazy, and I'm loving it. I'm loving riding the wave, and I don't know, man. At this stage of my career, I didn't really know how I would like get up to where I used to be, but this was like the perfect opportunity for me, and thank you to the brand.
How difficult was it? Because this is pressure. It's not like you just get to go 50 times and then record the attempt that works. You've got to do it with set parameters. What were those parameters?
Basically, the brand, right, was looking for someone that could break this record, and they looked all over South Africa, and they looked at me. It could be any footballer, it didn't have to be a freestyler. So I only had 3 attempts for this record. The first time the ball dropped, it hit my knee and went sideways. Second time, hit my chest, hit my knee, went the other way. And I only had like the last attempt. And I mean, it was under the for UEFA Champions League, under the hashtag Share the Drama. And I guess it was dramatic enough, and I managed to control it on the last goal.
BMT, buddy, BMT. I've got it. Has Theo Walcott made contact with you?
Not yet, but I'm sure he will.
I'm sure news has gotten around to that part of the world. Yeah. I mean, being an incredible freestyler, and your skills almost seem limitless to someone who has 0 footballing skills like me.
Okay.
I'm sure there could have been a few records that you approach. Are you going to take on something new? Has this inspired you to start looking at that pinnacle of what you can do as a freestyler?
No, definitely. This has made me to just be hungry for more and just want to do more. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but I want to control the ball a million times without dropping. That's probably going to take. Yeah, that's going to take me about probably like 3 days. The world record is 24 hours, but I want to go for 3 days.
Start drinking coffee now, man.
Yeah.
Just start drinking the coffee right now, man. Well, we can't have you here without getting a bit of a demo of these insane skills. When I say insane, it's going to blow your mind this morning. It's going to humble you. So thanks so much for sticking around. I know you've got some drama going on in your own life, so we wish your mom all the best as well, man. We love you for coming through here, but we're going to have an incredible demo from this incredible world record holder, so stay tuned.
Wow, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast show, Khris is here and he's going to be showing off those freestyle footballing skills after the break. And then this gorgeous girl, the feisty Vasti, is in studio and she's going to be performing for us after the break. She also wants to know, is there a bottertjie in a kassekie for the croissant?
Coming up on Afternoon Express today, live at 4:30 on SABC3, we meet American author Zinzi Clemens, whose debut novel, What We Lose, is a powerful story based on her personal experience of caring for a mother living with cancer. We also turn the spotlight on autoimmune disease. May is Lupus Awareness Month, and we meet two women who've taken it upon themselves to educate others about the disease. That's Afternoon Express, weekdays at 4:30 p.m. on SABC3. The stage is yours.
Wake up. Wake up. Good morning, Baltimore.
So do I answer my questions over this mic?
So we just need to shut up and let Curtis. 22/7.
The venue, yeah.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. You're tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on SABC3. Let's have some fun right now at the time. Check out some funny, interesting, and random things that we stumbled across on social media this morning. What you got?
Oh, well, you know what? We all love puppies, but we also all love our food. And I feel like I really resonate with this next clip of this puppy who was busy enjoying his food. And you know what? It was so good that the little leg just kept lifting and lifting and lifting. Wow.
No, man.
That is some limitation.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Get in there.
What?
What?
No, man.
That can't be real.
Oh,
that can't be real.
That can't be real.
Can we see that again? What is going on? Okay.
I must get in my bowl. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Oh, man.
Okay, that has never happened to me while having a meal, though.
It might have happened to me once or twice.
Wow.
Oh, man, that's just too sweet. So let's continue on that humorous vein right now. People explaining movies so badly that it's good. We love movies. We love the escape that movies give us. But I think we all appreciate movies in slightly different ways. And asking people to give the essence of a movie, I love this. Group spends 9 hours returning jewelry.
Wow, that's like another name for that movie.
Knows this guy has an unhealthy obsession with a teenage boy.
Oh,
Come on, did you have to go there? Did you have to go there?
Last one.
Oh, man. Rich girl lets poor man freeze to death.
Brilliant. Brilliant. That's what Titanic should have been named.
Wow. Guys, thank you very much. Oh, there's one way to wake up on your Monday morning.
Man.
You can always let us know, of course, which hashtag video story has caught your attention online this morning. And share your thoughts with us. So we'd love to know on our Facebook page using that hashtag Expresso Show. Right now, let's get some music on your Monday.
Yeah.
Vasti's here. And of course, you can catch her performing live this coming Friday in her brand new show called The 27 Club at 22/7 right here in Cape Town. But right now, for your entertainment, live on your Feel Good Breakfast show, performing Light My Fire. Vasti on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Catch her live at 22/7, and you'll be performing this show called The 27 Club. Tell me about this show, how you came up with the idea and what it's all about.
So last year I was 27. I was looking for something that has to do with me at that time, and at least I survived the 27 Club. I'm 28 now. But yeah, and I wanted to combine my classical experience with my love for rock music and jazz music and combining all of those things together.
Oh, fantastic stuff. Well, you can catch it live. What time does the show start on Friday?
It starts at 8 o'clock and tickets are available on Quicket. There's only a few left and we were like also sold out last Friday, so...
Excellent stuff. Well, the details are on your screen right now. In the meantime, link up with us on our social media platforms and let us know what you thought about that performance to kickstart your Monday.
In the national news this morning, the national government is to take over the administration of the Northwest Province under Section 100 of the Constitution. Now, this follows President Cyril Ramaphosa's letter to the National Council of Provinces, notifying them of his decision to intervene. An interministerial task team headed by the minister in the presidency, Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, will handle the matter. Premier Supra Mahumapelo took leave of absence in the past week after stating earlier that he would resign following widespread unrest in the province by protesters demanding his removal. The South African Federation of Trade Unions this weekend said that it fully supported the rejection of the latest offer from the employers to the striking bus workers' unions. SAFTU's Willemzimba Vavi said in a statement on Saturday that SAFTU urges all workers to continue and intensify their solidarity action in support of their fellow workers who are in the fourth week of a strike. The strike by more than 17,000 drivers has brought bus transport services to a halt across the country. Now moving further abroad, a family of 6 was behind yesterday's wave of blasts targeting 3 churches in the Indonesian city of Surabaya. 13 people died and dozens more were injured. The mother and 2 daughters blew themselves up at a church, while the father and 2 sons targeted 2 others. Yesterday's bombings are the deadliest in Indonesia since 2005. In central Paris, Kamzat Asimov, a French citizen born in 1997 in Russia, killed a man and injured 4 other people on Saturday evening with a knife. The Islamic State group has claimed responsibility for both incidents. And then finally, the Democratic Republic of the Congo and UN agencies began deploying emergency teams of specialists over the weekend in an attempt to curb the spread of Ebola, suspected to have infected more than 30 people. The latest suspected case was reported on Friday in the northwestern province of Equateur, which Health Minister Ali Ilunga Kalenga visited on Saturday with officials of the World Health Organization and UN Children's Fund. The virus killed more than 11,300 people in West Africa between 2014 and 2016. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Let's get another look at what's happening in the world of sport with Graham.
Let's kick it off with football this morning. After a massive weekend, Mamelodi Sundowns have now been officially crowned champions of the PSL. That happened on Saturday as the season came to an end. A goalless draw with Bloem Celtic and Bloem failed to dampen the spirits. The Sundowns went on to lift the trophy for a record 8th time in the PSL era. Well, at the bottom of the table, Ajax Cape Town finished in that relegation zone after a 2-1 loss to Kaizer Chiefs. Cape Side will now face Jomo Cosmos and Black Leopards in the PSL playoffs. Then staying with the beautiful game, the 2017-2018 English Premier League season also reached its conclusion yesterday as Liverpool secured their place in the top 4. The Reds saw out a memorable 4-0 win over Brighton to ensure Champions League football next season. While Chelsea, they were the big losers this weekend, missing out by finishing 5th. That was after their 3-0 loss to Newcastle. Now the results, champions Man City beat the Saints to end on a high note. The score there 1-0, while Swansea were officially relegated after a 2-1 loss to Stoke City. Then in rugby, putting on a great display of South African potential, the Bulls beat the Sharks by 39 points to 33 in Super Rugby on Saturday to see out the double over their rivals this season. Following on from their 40-10 win in Durbs last month, the Bulls scored 5 tries to the Sharks' 3 at Loftus, and that secured the win that takes them now to 9th on the overall standings. Elsewhere, not a great weekend for the Lions, who lost out to the Highlanders 39-27, and the Chiefs beat the Stormers by 15 points to 9. Then finally in motorsport, Lewis Hamilton opened a 17-point lead at the top of the Formula One drivers' standings yesterday, crossing the line first at the Spanish Grand Prix. For the second year running, Hamilton took the checkered flag in Spain. That was after starting from pole. So the win marks the second victory of the season and 64th overall. It was a 1-2 finish for Mercedes as well, with Valtteri Bottas taking second, with Red Bull's Max Verstappen finishing in 3rd. Now, if you are the ultimate Springbok fan, we have got quite possibly the best prize we have ever given away on this show, but you've got to prove your mettle first. How does this sound? Spending an entire year touring with the Springboks, blogging, featuring all of their highlights from a front row seat. Literally, you will be in that dressing room. The prize valued at 2 million rand, coming to you courtesy of MTN. This is how you can enter.
Ever wondered what it's like to be a Springbok? To experience the pre-game build-up and see how it's done with thousands of fans cheering you on? Well, now you can. MTN is looking for a bozza that will connect the box with the world. Someone who will follow the Springbok team and tell stories from the road. Someone who can rally the nation and be the eyes and ears of Mzansi. So how do you get the call up to become the bozza of the Springbok team? Do you have a passion for rugby? Are you slick with social media? And do you know how to use your phone to capture it all? First, create a video telling us why you should be the bozza of the Springbok team. Then head over to mtncallup.mobi to submit your application. Check out hashtag MTNCallup to see what it's all about. T's and C's apply.
Well, it's just after 7 o'clock. Let's quickly take another look at what's happening out on the roads this morning. Firstly, in Gauteng, Devlin, traffic is rather sluggish on the N12, that's eastbound, approaching the Golden Highway. And then moving over to the Western Cape and Bellville, there's congestion on the N1 inbound between the R300 Highway and the Coburg Interchange. So just make sure that you are aware of those roads conditions. And if you are heading out on the roads this morning, please drive with care and increase those following distances and watch your speeds as well. Make sure you get to your destinations safely. We'll keep you updated with what's happening out on the roads throughout the course of your morning.
Turning air into pristine, clean drinking water. Cirrus Water, the future of sustainable drinking water.
Let's quickly take another look at your weather. And it looks like most parts of the country can expect rather chilly conditions for the start of the week, with a couple of thunder showers expected for the northeastern region. Your temperatures: Polokwane 11 minimum with a maximum of 19 degrees. Mbombela 13, 20. Pretoria 9, 16. Johannesburg 7 and a high of 14. Mahikeng 7 and 19. Klerksdorp on 8 minimum with a maximum 15 degrees. Kimberley 6 and a high of 20. Bloemfontein 3 and a high of 18 degrees. Richards Bay 17, 24. Pietermaritzburg 11, 20. Durban 18 and a high of 22. Mthatha 9, 18. East London 12 and a high of 20. Cradock 7 and a high of 19 degrees. Port Elizabeth 12, 20. George 10 and a high of 19. Sutherland starting off on 2 minimum, reaching a high of 15 degrees. Cape Town 11.20, Worcester 6.22, Springbok starting off on 8 minimum, reaching a high of 21, and Uppington 7, reaching a high of 23 degrees later on today. That's a wrap of your weather for the 7 o'clock bulletin. We'll bring you another update in half an hour's time.
Thanks very much, Ewan. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we talk about the things that we will be using our smartphones for in the next 3 years. That's why our tech expert, Bryan Smith, is here. How are you doing, Bryan?
Yeah.
You good?
No,
you can look at me. It's okay. You can look at me. Don't look at the camera. Look at me.
Enter the Springbok competition right now, dude. You've got your smartphone right there. Then we've got world record holder Khris Njokwana here, freestyler with some mad skills, and he's going to give us a little display after the break.
I taught him everything he knows, man.
You were saying that, actually. You were saying that. Man.
Everything.
Yeah.
Join the party this Saturday evening on Top Billing as Princess Diana's friend and astrologer Penny Thornton launches a cookbook on how star signs influence what we eat. Ace interior designer Stephen Falk invites us inside his home. Plus, Jonathan explores the natural wonders of Limpopo and falls in love with Jessica the Hippo. That's Top Billing this Saturday at 6 on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Happy Monday to you. And of course, it's time on a Monday for our Tech Digest with our tech expert, Bryan Smith. And after the big announcement at Google's I.O. conference last week, it seems like smartphones are slowly taking over almost every aspect of our lives. And this morning, we're looking at 3 ways that you'll be using your smartphone in the future that probably you haven't really considered quite yet. And it's both exciting, maybe scary.
A little bit terrifying.
A bit terrifying.
But that's the future.
It's the future. It's inevitable. All right, so let's talk about banking, because a lot of us use mobile banking on our smart devices. But in the future, we'll be transacting with not just banks and merchants, but with each other.
Definitely. There are 3 key ways I think this will come to bear in the future. The first, of course, looking at hardware, is NFC technology, which is near-field communications.
Yes.
That's essentially a chipset in most modern smartphones these days that allows people to transact and exchange packets of data through simply contact. So tap and go if you've used that, let's say, on your credit card.
Yeah.
The second thing, of course, is that hardware manufacturers, software manufacturers are all creating payment standards such as Facebook Messenger. You can transact therein. And of course, we can't forget the impact of blockchain and cryptocurrencies, which are facilitating direct peer-to-peer transfers without the input of banks. So that's definitely something to look forward to in the future.
Safety always, for me, quite a concern, and the privacy elements of that, but I'm sure it'll be sorted out too. But with smartphones being the center of the smart home, we're already seeing the emergence of that as well. But how will this go further than where smartphones are essentially the center of the world?
Definitely. So smartphones have done one thing really, really well, and that's that despite their presence in an ecosystem, they've retained their popularity simply because they're so pocketable, so portable, and now so powerful.
Yes.
Looking into the future, we'll be using our smartphones as the hub of automation in our homes, perhaps even in our offices. If you look at smart devices, increasingly now appliances are coming up that are connected to the internet. Our smartphones, beyond the ambit of smart speakers, are really going to be our interface to not only controlling our home, but again to the internet.
Yeah, and we saw that last week when we were talking about Google's new AI, or their Google Assistant that you were saying is going to be launching in August, where a call was made from a Google Assistant to book a haircut, and the person who received the call didn't even know that it was a robot calling. So how do you see the future of AI communication in our daily lives?
Well, if you haven't watched that clip yet, that's something you should definitely YouTube really quickly. And it poses a really interesting question in that we've used artificial intelligence really to handle some of the mundane qualities of our lives in our day-to-day, but we haven't really used that as a way to interface with other people yet.
Yes.
That's something I think was definitely highlighted at Google's conference, and it's definitely something we're going to be using in the future. I think the future will hold a reality in which we use artificial intelligence to handle sort of the every day-to-day activities of our lives, leaving us to focus on the things that actually matter more to us.
Yeah, and these all sound like things that we are kind of dreaming up there in the future, but are they right now, or are we still facing a few hurdles, challenges in achieving this?
There are a few challenges. There are 2 that come to my mind immediately. The first, of course, is the cost of smartphones and smart devices themselves. Everyone wants the latest phone. Not everyone has 10 grand to go and spend on one. However, what's fortunate is that good smartphones are becoming cheaper, and cheaper smartphones are becoming better all the time.
Yeah.
The second thing, very unique to South Africans, of course, is the high cost of mobile data. But with recent regulations coming into play and new legislation that will govern that, with hope, we'll be able to access the internet for far cheaper in the future.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll see that future in the very, very near future. Thanks so much, Bryan. Always appreciate your knowledge and expertise. And of course, if you're looking for more exciting news to keep up with the world of technology, visit our website, expressoshow.com.
So we have an opportunity now to sink our teeth once again into what has been a scintillating season of football, both locally and abroad. At the top end of both tables, we've seen some star performances, brilliant standout teams. Mamelodi Sundowns, of course, lifting the PSL trophy this weekend, having wrapped it up a little bit earlier after their stellar season. Percy Tau, I think the standout player for me. And of course, in the English Premier League, Man City crossing 100 points. Now, joining us this morning is sports journo Neil Gregg. What a time to be a sports journalist, my friend, at this time of the year, to see these incredible performances. Let's first focus on the PSL. Mamelodi Sundowns, 8th time that they've lifted this trophy. What a season. Not the biggest scoring season on the points table, but they've had to work hard, and they've been the standout team, the pace setter this whole season.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, Sundowns have been the Premiership leading team of the last 20 odd years. Despite what the history books say about Pirates and Chiefs, they've been dominant in our era.
They're the star
professional
team.
football. They've been amazing.
On the bottom end of the table, sad to see Platinum Stars relegated. The fate was kind of taken out of their hands. Not so much Ajax Cape Town going down to Chiefs, but they've still got an opportunity. Can they do it? How do they do it?
Tough one. If you look at Black Leopards, Jomo Cosmos, they've been in the scraps for many years, up and down, almost the yo-yo team.
Yeah,
was
they know
the
how to
brand.
do it, yeah.
They know how to hustle it out in the playoffs. If Ajax Cape Town, people want them up. They're a brand and they're a club that needs to stay up. But this is going to be a test of a different kind for them.
Just taking a look at the roundup of results there. Kaizer Chiefs, of course, securing a bigger stage for next year, finishing in third. Pirates also get their African platform next year, finishing in second. But I think all in all a fantastic and an exciting PSL season. So now we hop a little further afield to the UK. I've just come back from England where there was so much fever on every level of every tier of football. 100 points scored in one season. That's a record in the English Premiership. What have Man City gotten right? Everything.
Firstly, they've got a great bunch of players and there's talent
They've
everywhere.
spent money. Yeah.
They've spent money, and I think there's been rhythms that have been created. You know, their manager, big name manager, he's worked with Barca, of course, but he enjoys getting players to play sexy football. He was that kind of, he was a genius player.
Kind of player, yeah.
And he's got the right kind of players to play in a way that can intimidate teams with their talent. And hats off to them. But I also think there were teams like Chelsea who faded badly. United, there wasn't enough of a challenge. It wasn't, I mean, it's not the normal battle you expect of the top 4, 5, 6 teams in England.
Well, that battle kind of shifted to getting a Champions League spot. We know that the kind of goal-scoring potential that Liverpool had, they might secure it anyway come the Champions League final, but they've done it now. Spurs, again, there and thereabouts, but not getting the big wins maybe when they needed it against the big sides. What do you make of Chelsea's failure? What happened? What did Conte not get right with such a stellar group of players?
It's a difficult one to put your finger on, isn't it? Because he almost caught everyone by surprise with an immediate impact season before.
Yeah.
And sometimes maybe that's just, know what you would call it, just players wanting to impress. It's our time to settle in under a new manager and they fly. And potentially something went wrong in the relationship between the two. You know, he's still a great manager, still a great squad of players, but that didn't help the competition that Chelsea was so far off the pace from around the beginning of the season.
So the top 4 is divided. An absolutely amazing PSL and Premier League season. Dude, thank you so much for joining us. You might have the best job in the world. So now we turn our attention, of course, to Champions League football. Great to see Liverpool, an English side, in there, and 2 major players in Mo Salah and, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo going head-to-head there. So watch that story very closely.
That's right.
After a very, very crazy workout like you had a bit earlier on with Lee Thompson, we decided that we have to have a healthy drink that's going to put all of those nutrients back into our body.
Absolutely.
It's also going to help with digestion as well. So this morning we're adding some Mulcasan, which is a prebiotic, and it's going to help to keep the body healthy for longer, and it's going to go in a delicious mango smoothie that you're making.
That's
for
the
us
thing.
this
Either you can
morning.
take it as a supplement as is, or you can incorporate it into your smoothie, because it's like it's a daily tonic for the digestive system. And we want our gut to be healthy with a healthy bacteria,
How
right?
about that healthy gut life?
Yeah, man, it's got 100% natural whey concentrate made from Switzerland, actually, from fresh organic alpine milk.
Wonderful.
All right, all the way from there, all right, and it also, like I said, promotes good health bacteria. So let's get into it, all right? So we've got some freshly cut mango.
Oh, I love mangoes.
Yes.
Waste not, want not. Put it
Waste
in there,
not,
5-second
want not.
rule.
Just a pinch of little brown sugar in there to sweeten it up.
Okay.
Some vanilla extract.
Love
vanilla extract. If you have the essence at home, you can use that as well, I'm sure.
some ground cardamom.
That's it. Let's just get in for the plain yogurts, which will further help.
There we go.
Just like that. Just pop the cardamom in there.
Gonna pop it in.
Please do.
Nice. The key
And
word
then-
for this recipe, and of course the
Yeah.
pièce de résistance.
Some moccasin. Just 1 tablespoon is good.
The keyword is drink. SMS that to 33728. We will gladly send you the ingredients list and the link to the recipe.
That's it.
And you could be making this lovely mango smoothie with moccasin and, of course, aiding digestion and all the good stuff. Ewan's just topping it
I
up
just
with
want to
some
have a
ice
few
blocks.
pieces of ice, man.
And there we're good to go.
Right. Let's
can't
quickly
wait.
blast this up. Let's see what this comes out as.
Blast.
There we go. Let's see. Brilliant. Look
Looking
at that.
good, looking good.
Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2. Nice and smooth. Nice and
it's
smooth.
looking gorgeous. Drink once again to 33728. We will send you your shopping list and the link to the recipe, and you could be making this gorgeous mango smoothie, perfect for a post-workout kind of meal, and it looks really delicious.
Look at that. Beautiful stuff. Nice and thick, just as you want a smoothie. It's going to be nice and cold.
Do you like it thick?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Oh, that's beautiful, actually. That is
Salah
beautiful.
op die tong.
Salah op die tong.
Digestive problems are increasing. Avogel's Malcasan is a Swiss daily digestive tonic that's high in L+ lactic acid to support healthy gut bacteria.
So we've all heard about eating according to our blood types or perhaps even eating for specific health requirements. But have you ever heard about eating according to your zodiac sign? Yeah, not quite, me neither. That's why you and I need to catch Afternoon Express today at 4:30 p.m. for a taste of some zodiac cooking. Astrologer and author Penny Thornton prepares a delicious, hearty, warm white bean and chorizo soup and sheds some light on this new and very interesting diet.
All right, so we are blessed to have Khris Njokwana, a freestyle footballer with some mad skills, yes, but now a Guinness World Record holder. I'm going to shake your hand again because that's just so awesome. Controlling a ball dropped from a height of 37.4
meters.
You can't even see the ball when it's that high, man. It's
yeah.
like a little pinprick, but you did it in your 3 attempts, beating out Theo Walcott. So now we had to ask you, seeing as we've got you here, to just give us a bit of a demonstration of the kind of skills. This is your bread and butter, dude.
Yeah.
So take it away, my friend. You can talk us through what you're doing, but the stage is yours. Go for it.
So this is grounds, 2 balls at the same time. Let the ball go there. Side hustle.
Oh,
Okay, and then there's these sits. So I can even look at you what's doing this.
I've been thinking, like, can you talk while you're doing this? And I started asking you distracting questions, man. What goes through your mind when you're doing a routine like this, man? Do you think of the next kind of trick? Does it just happen? Does your body know how to do this?
Yeah, basically just go freestyle. So you don't know what you'll do next after.
Just wherever the ball goes, the body will follow.
The body will follow.
Oh, buddy, when you said you're going to go for a million touches, I thought you were mad. But in literally the matter of 2 minutes, you've done close on 100 taps. I think you can do this, buddy. I would ask you to take a bow. Oh, man, that is insane. You're a master of your craft, man. We're actually going to ask you to stick around one more time. And I know Kat reckons he's taught you everything he knows.
Okay.
I don't know if he's taught you everything you know. We might put his skills to the test a little bit later as well. Dude, congratulations once again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for blessing us with your talent, man.
I'm going to pay some good money to see this. Actually, it's going to be for free because Kat and Graham are both going to get to test their footy skills after the break. And then we chat to the cast of Die Vlieende Springbokkie. They're right here. Can't wait to get into it. All that and more coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Win a trip to New York City worth 150,000 Rand. South Africa's #1 cream cheese, Lancewood, is on the hunt for the nation's #1 cake. To bake it all the way to the Big Apple, upload a picture of your cake with the Lancewood product used to lancewoodcakeoff.co.za. 3 finalists will make it through to our live cake-off on Expresso show. 1 will impress celebrity judges Zola Nene, Jay Something and Lorna Maseko and make it all the way to New York.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy Monday. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're live, large, and in charge at the start of your week. Joined by stars on the couch, stars of the stage, stars of the film, stars of the television, people that know about acting. Liza, Nikolai, and Schelaine. Now, of course, you guys work in an industry where learning lines, embodying a character or an emotion is part of your daily lives, right? So we're going to play a game called Wheel of Emotions. This is how it's going to work. I'm going to give you an emotion that you must embody and encapsulate while reading a very bad joke. Okay, the jokes you'll read there on the teleprompter, and at the end of it, we're going to ask everyone at home to go onto our social media platforms and then vote for the most believable delivery. Got that?
Got it.
You sure?
Good luck.
You good? Do you want to take your little woosa breath before, I don't know what you do before you act. All right, we're going to start off with you, Liza. So you're going to read that joke there, being terrified. So your emotion is terrified. Okay. Read that joke and go.
Did you hear about the kidnapping at school? Everything's fine. He woke up.
Oh! Okay. That only dropped on me like 2 seconds later because I was believing that you were truly terrified. It sounded really serious. All right, Nikolai, you're going to go next. In this joke, you are very angry. You're angry, okay?
Okay.
Go for it when you're ready.
What does a grape say after it's stepped on? Nothing. It just lets out a little wine.
Wow. I've heard the joke before, but never told like that. All right, Schelaine, you're next.
Okay.
Your joke, a very terrible joke that you're about to read right now, you encapsulate the emotion of being in love. You're in love in this joke. Okay? You're in love with anybody, with yourself.
What's the tallest building in the world? The library, because it has the most stories.
Oh, you
really love, guys.
That's the tricky part.
All right, I've been given one. Apparently, I'm supposed to read this joke while being quite frustrated. So I've got to be frustrated, different from being angry.
Yeah.
It's frustrated because, you know, I mean, why shouldn't you write with a broken pencil? I mean, why? Because there's no point.
Yes, I like that. Yeah. I did like that.
Very nice.
I went into my method.
Yes.
And because it was about the physical and all of that.
Frustration was flowing out. Why are you so frustrated?
All right, that's a fun little game that we like to play with our guests. A brand new game. Hope you liked it. Let us know whose portrayal of the joke and emotion convinced you the most. Which one was the most believable? Go on to our social media platforms. Of course, we are on Twitter, we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook as well. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3, and use hashtag Expresso Show.
There's no point. There's no point.
In the national news this morning, the national government is to take over the administration of the Northwest Province under Section 100 of the Constitution. An interministerial task team headed by the Minister in the Presidency, Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, will handle the matter. The South African Federation of Trade Unions this weekend said that it fully supported the rejection of the latest offer from the employers to the striking bus workers' unions. On the international front, a family of 6 was behind yesterday's wave of blasts targeting 3 churches in the Indonesian city of Surabaya. 13 people died and dozens were injured. And then finally, the Democratic Republic of the Congo and UN agencies began deploying emergency teams of specialists over the weekend in an attempt to curb the spread of Ebola, suspected to have infected more than 30 people. The virus killed more than 11,300 people in West Africa between 2014 and 2016. Well, that was your 7:30 news roundup. I'll have a full bulletin for you at the top of the hour.
Just touching on those major sporting headlines in football, Mamelodi Sundowns were officially crowned champions of the Premier Soccer League on Saturday, while Ajax Cape Town finished in the relegation zone. As we move to the UK, the 2017-2018 English Premier League season also reached its conclusion yesterday as Liverpool secured their place in the top 4, with Chelsea finishing in 5th. In rugby, the Bulls pulled off a double win over the Sharks in Super Rugby this season. That was after their 39-33 victory on Saturday. Elsewhere, the Lions fell to the Highlanders, while the Stormers lost out to the Chiefs. And finally, in Formula 1, Lewis Hamilton continues his good run, opening a 17-point lead at the top of the Formula 1 drivers' standings. That happened yesterday as as he crossed the line first at the Spanish Grand Prix ahead of Valtteri Bottas, his teammate, and Red Bull's Max Verstappen. We'll expand on all of those headlines in a half hour on the top of the hour.
All right, let's quickly take another look at what's happening out on the roads on your Monday morning in Gauteng. Germiston, there has been an accident at the Geldenays interchange, and this is causing a rather heavy congestion from Voortrekker Road. Just be aware of that. That's what we have for you in terms of your traffic. We'll bring you another update at the top of the hour.
Look around. Life is beautiful. The Hyundai Tucson.
Let's quickly take another look at those weather and those temperatures as well. And it looks like most parts of the country can expect rather chilly conditions for your Monday, with some thunder showers expected for the northeastern region. Polokwane 11 minimum this morning, reaching a high of 19 degrees. Mbombela 13-20, Pretoria 9 and a high of 16. Johannesburg 7-14, Mahikeng 7 with a high of 19 degrees. Klerksdorp 8-15, Kimberley 6 and a high of 20, Bloemfontein 3 degrees minimum with a maximum 18, Richards Bay 17-24, Pietermaritzburg 11-20, Durban on 18 minimum reaching a high of 22, Mthatha 9-18, East London 12 and a high of 20, Cradock 7 minimum with a maximum 19 degrees, Port Elizabeth 12 and a high of 20, George 10-19, Sutherland 2 minimum this morning and your maximum 15, Cape Town 11-20, Worcester 6-22, Springbok 8 and a high of 21, and Uppington starting off on 7, reaching a high of 23 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather and your temperatures for the 7:30 bulletin. We'll take a last look at it just after 8.
Well, it's time for us to take a look at what's happening on social media. What's trending? Mother's Day is what everyone is still talking about. Kim Kardashian West got in the mix when she says, "You don't even understand how many lollipop bribes this cost me, but it was so worth it." Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I am the luckiest mom in the world to have these 3 babies in my life. How Noonies is Chicago right there. Also, let's see Chris Evans posting a picture with his mom saying, "Happy Mother's Day to my wonderful mother, and to all the mothers out there, we're lost without you." And then finally, let's see if we have one more. Ariana Grande says, "Mommy, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being a mom and a dad, a BFF, inspiration, comedian, healer, genius, brilliant example of a woman." Couldn't agree with you more. Happy Mother's Day to all the amazing moms out there.
All right, so you might notice a slightly nervous air here. Khris Njokwana, world record holder, is here, freestyle footballer with some insanely ridiculous skills, is going to teach Kat and I a little something, all right? And you've got this evil glint in your eye, dude, which doesn't work well. I'm more of a rugby player kind of a guy, but I'm ready to learn from a master. Master,
No,
teach us.
We'll keep it simple.
All right.
Just taps.
Just taps, all right.
So we're going to go right, left, right, left.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So what's the challenge? To go as long as possible? To see
No.
Okay.
We just want to do it 6 times.
Six
so it's going to be
times.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, catch. That's it.
You make it look so easy, bro.
Hey!
All right. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, just add a little jiggy.
Come on.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
I don't even know if I can do 2, dude.
So I'll be the judge.
Okay, go. Graham, go.
1, 2.
Give him another chance.
Come on.
Okay.
What's the key, man? How do you make it look so...
Key is your rhythm.
4. Okay, that one's good.
Okay, that's
I want to use one, but like, this one is pop. Does it matter?
I give you my ball, dude. I give it to you.
1,
come on.
2,
3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, sir.
I even ate the ball a little bit.
All right, just like our cameraman.
Basically, the key to this is to have rhythm.
It's like
a dance. You must. Oh,
nail on the head, you know.
Oh, munye, pesco, munye. Oh, munye, pesco, munye, pesco, munye. You see, you must do it like that, man. Yeah. You must let the. So
you can even spice it up a little bit. So you're on the floor. You just say omunye, so you can. Omunye, pesco, munye. Omunye, pesco, munye. Omunye, pesco, munye.
So after that, do you reckon he could do 1,000,000 touches?
I am most confident. You have so much ball control, dude. I have no doubt you're going to be able to do this, man.
Thank you so
Okay.
I'm going to concede.
Try it one more time. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, come on.
I'm sorry, dude. You gotta get more practice in, man. But listen, we're gonna take a quick break, a moment in between, if you will. We're gonna be back after the break with the cast of a brand new sci-fi comedy series premiering on SABC2. It's called Die Vlieende Springbokkie. We'll find out exactly what these two have to say after the break and talk about Springbokkies and the Springboks in general. How would you like to win a whole year traveling with the Springboks? Thank you very much, Princess, sorting us out there. We'll give you all those details heading away after the break.
Presenter Search on 3 is finally here. Join us in Cape Town when we show you the good, the ridiculous, and the real contenders to be the next face of SABC3.
Hello, South Africa.
Would you want to see me on your TV?
When you present, you have to be passionate about it.
That's the language speaking right now, right?
Come join the music. Come dance with me. I just want to dance.
Come on. Presenter Search on 3, brought to you by Capitec and Mac Cafe. This Thursday night at 7:30 on SABC3. The stage is yours.
Happy 1 month old, Mama. I love you, pretty girl. Happy 1 month old, Mama. I love you, pretty girl.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful souls. You're tuned in to Expresso. It's a Monday morning while I dream about my career as a pro footballer.
Almost there, man. So close. So
the
close.
cats, man, they're just really tight. They're just really tight. Lee, what you got for us, man?
Royal news, because of course the biggest weekend in the history of the world is coming up. Buckingham Palace has released an image of the handwritten document in which Queen Elizabeth II gives her consent for Prince Harry to marry Meghan Markle. Now, the instrument of consent image was released on Saturday, a week before Harry is to marry the American actress at St. George's Chapel in Windsor. The document, illuminated on vellum, features a design to the left of the text that incorporates a red dragon, the symbol of Wales. The design the design to the right features a rose, the national flower of the United States. And under British law, the first 6 people in line of the succession to the throne must obtain the Queen's permission to wed. Harry was 5th in line when he and Meghan Markle got engaged. He was bumped to 6th with the birth of his brother's son, Prince Louis, last
Get to the back of the queue, yo.
Yeah, I don't think he minds.
I don't think he cares.
I don't think he cares. He's not about that life. But
is this going to be the biggest thing ever seen on TV?
Yes.
I know my mom's hosting a party with friends, and it's not like we're royalists, but I mean, it's...
Listen, our whole family is gathered. We're having high tea. We're getting dressed up as though we were there.
Sandwiches. Make little cucumber
Probably
sandwiches.
not cucumber sandwiches.
I've got hands. I mean, go on.
Well, another royal of a different kind, this of the reality TV kind, Khloe Kardashian has debuted Baby True on Instagram for the first time in a month with a video snippet wishing her chubby-cheeked daughter a very happy first month of being alive. Now, the tiny reveal, complete with a flower filter, came on Saturday after the reality star's NBA boyfriend Tristan Thompson cheated on her while she was pregnant. Now, the two, that's always going to be together.
It's always there.
Always going to be linked. Now, the two have been spotted out regularly since True was born on the 12th of April. Let's take a look at what baby True looks like.
Oh, no pants, man.
Happy 1 month old, Mama.
The cheeks.
That's a cutie pie.
I love you, pretty girl.
Okay.
Oh, man.
True looks just like her dad. That is Tristan's face right there, hey?
That's super cute. The little freckles
Noonies,
and
man.
you forget that young baby face. Eh? It's just such a little nunu kid.
Now, this post was viewed nearly 8 million times in the first 2 hours with more than 116,000 comments, including one from sister Kim Kardashian West calling True the most gorgeous girl. And then Chloe replied, Auntie Kiki, she loves you so much.
Happy 1
Guys,
month.
that baby is already more famous than any of us collectively on one tweet. Come on.
That is crazy, man.
Wow.
Well, anyways, I'm just glad that they are busy seeming to work things out now.
This is true.
Yeah, but like you said, it'll always kind of be there.
It's always going to be there.
Thank you very much, Leah. And that's your international entertainment news right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Right now, something quite interesting on the local front. A brand new sci-fi comedy series premiering on SABC 2, man. It's fun more.
Yeah, of course, we know that space travel and exploring other planets, colonizing other planets is starting to become a bit of a reality. There's many companies out there that are pursuing that. So I guess all of us can wonder on Earth what that day might look like when we actually get onto this new planet. So enter a brand new comedy series on SABC2 called Die Vlieende Springbokkie. I feel like doing that at the end of that. But it premieres tonight at 7:30 on SABC2, where a mismatched group of South Africans are on a mission to find what is called Planet B Earth. And this morning we're joined by Liza Scholz, who plays the character of Lisa, as well as Nikolai Maynard, who plays Mossi. And they're going to tell us all about it. This is very, very exciting stuff. I was saying earlier on to you guys, the last time I remember a show that had anything to do with a space mission and was South African was Minamu, with cheesy Cheshire Cat out there in space. But give us the synopsis behind this story, why it is that these South Africans are together, Liza, and why are they trying to find this B Earth?
So yeah, there was on Earth they tried to do the Rainbow Nation, but it failed, and so people started splitting it up into groups of EQ and IQ.
Yeah.
And 6 of us were chosen onto the ship, and we're on our way to B Earth to go and populate B Earth. Yeah, and we all mismatched, wacky people on this planet.
There's the scenes already from what you'll see tonight at 7 p.m. on SABC2. So, Nicola, I'm assuming you guys are not astronauts, right?
Of course we are.
Oh, okay. What? No, man, really. But obviously, you've never been on a space mission before. So tell me about how you, as an actor, go through that process of getting yourself into that suspended reality where you believe where you are, you deliver a performance that's authentic enough so that you believe it and the audience believes it.
Yeah, I think it's got to do a bit with backstory and what you believe, but we were very fortunate in the sense that we got together about a week before we started filming, and we spent that week together just workshopping the process and the product that we wanted to create. And we'd obviously, at this stage, been together living on the ship for more than 1,000 days. So that helped us a lot to be together a week before and plan and prep through it.
Loving the costumes as I'm looking at this. So how will the audience then be introduced to this different mix of characters, Liza?
How will they be introduced? Well, each one is very different in their own way and has very much their own archetypal but also like authentic personality. And yeah, I think they'll be able to...
So who's who in the zoo here? We're looking at this picture.
Okay, so I'm an engineer. He's a pilot, Mossi. That's my mother, Tandi, FJ in the show.
Yeah.
She's amazing. And that's Farrell, Wesley, Antoinette Kalaman, David. Do you want to know about their characters?
A little bit, just a little bit about their characters.
She's my mom, and she kind of becomes the new captain by accident, and she just messes everything up. Like, she doesn't think, she's an amazing actor, but she doesn't think about like consequences of a thing. So she's always almost bringing us close to death, and my character's always having to like pick up the pieces in a sense.
Yes.
Although she can also be a bit bratty with her mother, because it's that kind of relationship that's exceeded its comfort level, you know. Not in a good way. Yeah, and do you want to speak?
Who do you think South Africans are going to be attracted to most? Like, who's the funniest character here?
I think Farrell is hilarious, definitely. Wesley.
That hairstyle kind of says it too, right? So he's the chef on the ship.
Yes, he's the chef.
And with the crew being a South African crew, is he still cooking traditional South African food on the ship? I mean, we're in space
He
now.
loves to braai, but we don't often get to braai, even though it's the one thing he wants to do.
It's a health risk, you know.
Like who braais on a spaceship?
Exactly. And these are the type of fires I need to put out.
So, what do you think it is about this show that'll attract South Africans to it? Why should we tune in tonight?
I think it's very, very diverse. There's something for everyone. Whether you're young, old, middle-aged, black, white, it doesn't matter. You're going to find something that you like in the show, and you're going to find someone that you can relate to. Yeah. And it's very, very funny. Yeah. And we don't take ourselves too seriously.
Which is good.
Yeah.
All right, well, you can follow these guys. The show is more specifically at Die Springbokkie on social media, and be sure to check out the premiere episode tonight, 7 o'clock on SABC2. Die Vlieende Springbokkie. I feel like doing that every single time.
Champion from the Springbokkie on SABC2 to our very own Bokke on the field and off. So imagine this, if you will. Imagine being a box fan and then getting to travel with the team for an entire year with unrestricted access and get paid to do it. MTN, the official team sponsor of the best team in the world, the Springboks, they've got a truly incredible competition where you have the chance to follow your passion as a Boks supporter, as a super fan, and become the official eyes and ears of the nation. You'll have a front row seat to all the training sessions and games all over the world and get to post exclusive footage and photos of your journey with the team. It is amazing.
Listen, you've heard us say many times on the Yoga Breakfast Show that this is the prize of a lifetime, but it really is.
This will change your life.
This will change your life. To win this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, all you have to do is record a very small audition to motivate why you're the girl or the guy for the job, and of course show off your rugby knowledge. And then you upload your audition to mtncallup.mobi before 27 May, which is just around the corner. And cross your fingers that you get the call up to be the buzzer of the Springboks team. Now this opportunity is valued at, wait for it, 2 million rand, and is most certainly a dream come true for many Bok fans out there. So don't miss out, take a chance and just go for it.
Come on.
Ever wondered what it's like to be a Springbok? To experience the pre-game build-up and see how it's done with thousands of fans cheering you on? Well, now you can. MTN is looking for a buzzer that will connect the Boks with the world. Someone who will follow the Springbok team and tell stories from the road. Someone who can rally the nation and be the eyes and ears of Mzansi. So how do you get the call-up to become the buzzer of the Springbok team? Do you have a passion for rugby? Are you slick with social media? And do you know how to use your phone to capture it all? First, create a video telling us why you should be the buzzer of the Springbok team. Then head over to mtncallup.mobi to submit your application. Check out hashtag MTNCallup to see what it's all about. T's and C's apply.
All right, we're in the kitchen right now, and this morning we'll be making a Be Well bacon and mushroom quiche cups with a delicious idea, of course, for dinner tonight. So make sure that you take notes. So today we'll be using our Be Well non-stick cooking and baking spray, and they are, of course, high in omega-3 and carry the Cancer Smart Choice seal, which is endorsed by the Heart and Stroke Foundation of South Africa.
Exactly. So we've already got our bacon bits lovely frying over there. They're crispy, they're smelling delicious. But our recipes this morning for our delicious Be Well
bacon and mushroom quiche
is going to be. Okay, so we've got our bacon over there. We've got some mushrooms. We've got some pepper dews. I don't know when last I've had a pepper dew in my life. I love a pepper dew. We've also got some cream cheese over here. There's some cream. There's some eggs, and then of course we've got a little bit of a butter to just wash the phyllo pastry with over here.
I'll get it in here.
Are you going to get in over there? Wonderful. Okay, cool. So I'm just busy frying this off here. And naturally we're using our delicious canola oil, which is very high in omega-3. Okay, we're going to pop in our mushrooms.
I'm not quite an expert when it comes to working with phyllo pastry, but is it 2 sheets at a time?
Yes, I would say 2 sheets at a time.
Just to make sure that the bottom is lined properly, right?
Yes.
There we go. That's looking good.
Nice.
And you can SMS the keyword BeWell to 33728, and we'll send you the ingredients list as well as the recipe so that you can make it for dinner. Because it's nice and easy. once you've gotten all the ingredients together. How's that bacon doing there?
Yes, that bacon is looking amazing. Of course, we're just making sure that they are nicely cooked, translucent.
Okay, almost done here with the phyllo pastry. Do you call it phyllo or phyllo pastry?
I say phyllo.
Phyllo.
Some salt and some pepper for flavor.
Okay.
There's nothing worse than having a meal that is under-seasoned. I'm not about that under-seasoned life.
You know, actually, now that I think about it, I should probably wash them first with the butter before putting them in there.
There we go.
Okay.
How are you doing there?
I'm doing quite all right, thank you.
Okay, so we're going to put in our eggs here. That
This, of
bacon
course,
is doing really, really well.
Bacon and mushroom quiche coming your way for dinner.
Okay, and the cream, we're going to mix these two up nicely.
Also, I think it might be a good thing
Yeah.
if I use the baking spray just to kind of line the...
Oh, Kat,
Oh,
we are
a little
coming
bit.
up with something absolutely divine here.
You're going to love it.
Making just sure that we don't scramble these eggs.
That's important.
That is very, very important. And then we're going to add our cream cheese to the mix as well.
Okey-dokey.
Just so that we have a lovely, delicious, creamy situation.
Phyllo is amazing to work with, as you can see.
You are doing so well. I'm proud of you. I am proud of
Phenomenal.
us here. This
Phenomenal.
Monday meal is so delicious and wonderful. Okay, so shall we put in our little mixture over there?
Let me just get one
Is jy
done.
nog steeds besig
Ek is
hierso?
amper klaar, beloof.
Okay, I'm going to add some more of our little mixture here.
Okay, I'm going to give you those two, because obviously for the magic of TV, we'll
Okay,
do
wonderful
All right.
stuff.
All good?
Look at this creamy
That looks beautiful.
extravaganza. There
Get
we
it in
go.
there. SMS the keyword BWell to 33728, and we'll send you the ingredients list as well as the recipe so that you can make this at home.
Lovely
Alrighty.
stuff.
And
And then we're
because
just
it's a
going to add the
quiche,
remainder of our cream.
You go ahead and
on
do that.
top of that.
That pepper dew is coming through nice and strong right now. So you're going to have your oven at 180 degrees preheated. Bake it in there until it's nice and golden brown and crispy on the sides.
Yes.
And of course, you can add your choice of herb on top. And
Herbage.
voila, herbage.
Herbage.
Yes, so SMS the
I
keyword
love
BWell
that.
to 33728. Simple as that. Dinner is served.
Are you going to try?
Shall I?
Go for it.
Okay.
Just get in there.
Oh, quiche. Oh, no.
How does it taste?
It's good. It's so good. So good.
So good. Be well to 33728. Enjoy.
Okay, Kat, sing it with me. Come on, here we go. Food, glorious food. Hot bacon and mushroom, yes. I hope you enjoyed that, dude. Now, the art of baking has gone through a huge revival over the past couple of years, and as you've just seen, we love to get our bake on here at Expresso, and I know you do too at home. Now, listen up, because whether you are an expert baker or not, we have news that could get you to visit the Big Apple. So all you have to do is enter is to make your favorite sweet or savory cake recipe with any Lancewood product and add a touch of your personality in there as well. So then simply visit lancewoodcakeoff.co.za, upload the ingredients of the recipe and the method along with a snap of the cake and the Lancewood product used. Now this competition closes on the 20th of May, literally just around the corner. So be sure to get your entries in now, because this is your chance to win an amazing prize of a trip to New York City to the value of 150,000 Rand. I mean, who doesn't want that? There's a brilliant, brilliant prize. Remember though, terms and conditions apply, and they can be found on our website, expressoshow.com, for all of those details.
Oh man, we're going to take the quickest of breaks. Vasti is here with another unbelievable, awesome first performance, by the way. Boom. So much so that Princess just felt that you deserved a croissant. Now we're going to get painted black after the break. That is insane. You really are just too cool for school. And then, if your relationship is going through those lows, more lows than highs, our relationship expert, Dr. Eve, joins us to help you with some very practical advice to break that cycle. 021-430-9881. That's the number to have on speed dial.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
And drop it. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on SABC3. It's a Feel Good Monday, man. And we know it. Every day, millions of people around the globe, even you, celebrate birthdays at home. So right now, we take a moment to wish you a happy birthday.
Even you, even me. Today, well, we've got a couple of very prominent people in their respective industries. We talk about them all the time on the show. Mr. Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook. Yep, it's been in the news. Not for all the right reasons recently, so we thought we'd give him a break. Facebook going through some growing pains. I think he celebrates his birthday today. Co-founded the website when he was only 20 years old and became the world's youngest billionaire in the process. And of course, Jesse Eisenberg portrayed him in The Social Network, the biopic that kind of went through his life story. Today, more than 1 billion people worldwide are active on Facebook.
Wow, that is crazy, man.
Birthday.
What a journey. Happy birthday, man. Yeah, and then also celebrating his birthday today is director George Lucas.
Cool,
yes,
man.
of course, best known for creating groundbreaking science fiction franchise Star Wars and also the action hero Indiana Jones. And now, of course, Star Wars is credited with inspiring a number of great films, including Captain America, Winter Soldier, and also Guardians of the Galaxy.
Pretty much every sci-fi space-related film ever has been born out of Star Wars. So happy birthday to both of those prominent figures, and happy birthday to you, beautiful guys, if you are celebrating today. We love you.
National news this morning. The national government is to take over the administration of the Northwest Province under Section 100 of the Constitution. Now, this follows President Cyril Ramaphosa's letter to the National Council of Provinces notifying them of his decision to intervene. An interministerial task team headed by the minister in the presidency, Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, will handle the matter. Premier Supra Mahumapelo took leave of absence in the past week after stating earlier that he would resign following widespread unrest in the province by protesters demanding his removal. The South African Federation of Trade Unions, known as SAFTU, has this weekend said that it will fully support the rejection of the latest offer from the employers to the striking bus workers' unions. Now, SAFTU's Zwelinzima Vavi said in a statement on Saturday that SAFTU urges all workers to continue and intensify their solidarity action in support of their fellow workers who are in the fourth week of a strike. The strike by more than 17,000 drivers has brought bus transport services to a halt across the country. Now, moving further abroad, a family of 6 was behind yesterday's wave of blasts targeting 3 churches in the Indonesian city of Surabaya. 13 people died and dozens were injured. The mother and 2 daughters blew themselves up at a church while the father and 2 sons targeted 2 others. Yesterday's bombings are the deadliest in Indonesia since 2005. In central Paris, Kamzat Asimov, a French citizen born in 1997 in Russia, killed a man and injured 4 other people on Saturday evening with a knife. The Islamic State group has claimed responsibility for both incidents. And then finally, the Democratic Republic of the Congo and UN agencies began deploying emergency teams of specialists over the weekend in an attempt to curb the spread of Ebola, suspected to have infected more than 30 people. The latest suspected case was reported on Friday in the northwestern city of Equateur, which Health Minister Oli Ilunga Kalenga visited on Saturday with officials of the World Health Organization and the UN Children's Fund. The virus killed more than 11,300 people in West Africa between 2014 and 2016. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Here's a final look at what's happening in the world of sport with Graham.
So let's run you through those major sporting headlines one last time this morning. First up in football, Mamelodi Sundowns were officially crowned champions of the Premier Soccer League on Saturday as the season came to an end. A goalless draw with Bloem Celtic in Bloem didn't dampen the spirits at all as Sundowns went on to lift the trophy now for a record 8th time in the PSL era. Well, at the bottom of the table, Ajax Cape Town finished in the relegation zone. That was after a 2-1 loss to Kaizer Chiefs. Cape Side will now face Jomo Cosmos and Black Leopards in the PSL playoffs. Staying with football, the 2017-2018 English Premier League season also reached its conclusion yesterday as Liverpool Liverpool secured their place in the top 4. The Reds saw out a 4-0 win over Brighton to ensure Champions League football next season, whilst Chelsea, they missed out by finishing 5th and was after a 3-0 loss to Newcastle. In other results, champions Man City, they beat the Saints 1-0, while Swansea were officially relegated after a 2-1 loss to Stoke City. Then on to rugby. In a great display of South African rugby potential, the Bulls beat the Sharks by 39 points to 33 in a wonderful showdown in Super Rugby on Saturday to see out the double victory over their rivals this season. Following on from their 40-10 win in Durban last month, the Bulls scored 5 tries to the Sharks 3 and that secured the win that takes them now to 9th on the overall standings. Elsewhere, not a great weekend for the Lions, who lost to the Highlanders 39-27, and the Chiefs, they of course beat the Stormers by 15 points to 9. Then finally in Formula 1, Lewis Hamilton has now opened up a 17-point lead at the top of the Formula 1 driver standings. That came yesterday as he crossed the line first at the Spanish Grand Prix. So for the second year running now, Hamilton took the checkered flags in Spain after starting from pole. The win marks his second victory of the season and 64th overall. It's a 1-2 finish for Mercedes as well, with his teammate Valtteri Bottas taking second, with Red Bull's Max Verstappen finishing in 3rd. Now, if you are a rugby or Springbok fan specifically, we've said it all morning and I'm going to reinforce it right now, the best prize we have ever given away on the show. How does unrestricted access to the team sound? How does touring with the Springbok outfit for an entire year sound? How does being paid to do that sound? It's a prize worth 2 million rand. You have an opportunity right here, right now. Here are the details.
Ever wondered what it's like to be a Springbok? To experience the pre-game build-up and see how it's done, with thousands of fans cheering you on? Well, now you can. MTN is looking for a bozza that will connect the box with the world. Someone who will follow the Springbok team and tell stories from the road. Someone who can rally the nation and be the eyes and ears of Mzansi. So how do you get the call-up to become the bozza of the Springbok team? Do you have a passion for rugby? Are you slick with social media? And do you know how to use your phone to capture it all? First, create a video telling us why you should be the bozza of the Springbok team. Then head over to mtncallup.mobi to submit your application. Check out hashtag MTNCallup to see what it's all about. T's and C's apply.
Man, that is a brilliant prize indeed. Right now, though, let's quickly take a last look at what's happening out on the roads. Only one incident that you need to know about in the Western Cape. That's an athlone. There has been an accident on the N2 inbound, and that's before Philip Kosana Drive, blocking the right lane. So please approach there with caution. It is causing some delays. That's where we leave your traffic. If you are still heading out on the roads this morning, please drive with care. Right now, let's quickly take a last look at your weather and your temperatures as well. And it looks like most parts of the country can expect rather chilly temperatures for your Monday, with a couple of thunder showers forecast for the northeastern region. Your temperatures: Polokwane 11 minimum with the maximum of 19 degrees, Mbombela 13-20, Pretoria at 9 and a high of 16, Johannesburg 7-14, Mahikeng 7 with a high of 19 degrees, Klerksdorp 8-15, Kimberley on a 6 minimum with the maximum 20, Bloemfontein 3 minimum, your maximum 18, Richards Bay 17-24, Pietermaritzburg 11 and a high of 20, Durban 18-22, Mthatha 9 minimum with the maximum 18 degrees, East London 12-20, Cradock 7 and a high of 19 degrees, Port Elizabeth 12 and a high of 20, George 10 and 19, Sutherland starting off on 2 minimum reaching a high of 15 degrees, Cape Town 11-20, Worcester 6 and a high of 22, Springbok 8 and 21, and Uppington starting off on 7 reaching a mild maximum of 23 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather and your temperatures for your Monday morning.
Well, here to make sure our Monday morning starts off on the right note, the very talented singer Vasti, and of course you can catch her performing live at 22:27 with her brand new show called The 27 Club. That's this coming Friday, and she's sharing music from that show with us this morning. And here she is performing one of the most legendary rock songs of all time, the Rolling Stones' Painted Black. Have you ever heard Pen and Black perform that way? Well, only here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. You can catch it live this coming Friday at 22/7. Tell me, why should people come and watch this show?
Well, as you can hear, it's something completely fresh, new, some weird influences from all over my life.
Yeah.
And also, I love to collaborate with people, and I'm using 3 South African composers.
Excellent.
One is actually standing behind you, Graham, there. He actually arranged this piece we just sang, performed.
Excellent.
And also Matthijs van Dijk and Lisa Morrison, also South African composers.
Excellent stuff.
Bringing all of that in, South African flavour, you know.
I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful show. Make sure that you get your tickets already. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, couples are afraid of arguments, but can they actually be necessary at times in order to work out the kinks that might start building up in your relationship muscles? Now, there are, however, some arguments like, you never wash the dishes, or where are you always going, or I feel like I'm doing all the work in this relationship, that always keep coming up, even especially when you think you have moved past them.
So our question today, does your relationship struggle with a recurring argument? How do you figure out why it keeps coming up? And what is the process involved in finally putting that issue to bed? Our relationship expert, Dr. Eve, is in the building to answer your burning questions and comments. So please feel free to give us a call on 021 4309 881.
Yes.
And we will certainly engage with you. Good to see you, Dr. Eve. How are you?
Good. How are you, Kat?
Very, very well.
Very well, thank
Yeah,
you. Mondays
excited.
are my favorite days.
It's all
you know,
about relationships.
It's all about relationships. Let's talk about
arguing.
I know, hey?
Everyone hates arguing. Should we hate arguing? Is there a good in arguing?
It's such an intimate conversation, potentially, Kat, between two people. But people don't like to feel uncomfortable in themselves and in their relationship, and so they avoid this potential of unbelievable intimacy between two people. They're just more concerned around the conflict and how they're going to feel in the environment, and so they don't go into talking about it. The problem is that there are these what's called recurring problems.
Yeah.
Now, what we talk about in therapy is more problems that are solvable and problems that are perpetual. And that's what we're going to be talking about. And I really invite our viewers to consider what are the problems that perpetually recur in your relationship. You know, the ones that just keep going round and round, and you feel we never resolve them. Why are we still talking about these same issues over and over again?
Yeah. I feel like talking about a toilet seat that doesn't get put down and not taking out the trash, that's one thing. But sometimes, one time somebody actually said to me, women become historical and hysterical. Like, we bring up things that happened 10 years ago into an art and hysterical.
That's kind of cool.
I just think, like, is it possible to solve an argument and let it go? Or is it going to be something that keeps on coming up in a relationship?
So, interestingly, some research has been done around this, and they say, and this research is by John Gottman, and he says that 69% of problems in a relationship are never solved. Those are what he calls the perpetual problems. So, I mean, that's a lot of problems that is just never, ever, ever solved. And what we talk about is the problems that are solvable. What are the problems that are solvable? These are problems which are just around real incidences, like housework.
Yes.
Those things can be sorted out, like how often do we see in-laws, our relationship with in-laws, how do we discipline children? So those are solvable problems. The place where people get stuck is when it comes to these perpetual problems which are caused by personality factors.
Wow.
So, for example, that would be punctuality, where people just have a different timing and causes enormous distress and conflict in a relationship. So we want to hear from our viewers what are the problems that perpetually recur for you. Maybe even around money matters. Maybe around sexuality. We want to hear that.
And how you let us know is by giving us a call on 021-430-9881. Let us know if you have struggles with those perpetually occurring problems in your relationship. In the meantime, while you think about it and give us a call, here's a question for you. Have you been tested for diabetes? Have you?
Yes,
have you?
I have.
You have.
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, if not, then perhaps Bridget McNulty can convince you to do so today. Zoe is in the lounge with her.
Did you know that diabetes has become a bigger killer than HIV, TB and malaria combined? That's a very scary statistic, but there are some things that you can do to prevent getting it in the first place. One of the more obvious changes would be to make better food choices, like including jungle oats in our diets. It contains beta-glucan, a fiber that assists in reducing bad blood cholesterol levels and is high in iron, fiber and B vitamins. But what else can we do? Well, here to give us some answers is Bridget McNulty, editor of Sweet Life online community and a type 1 diabetic. Good morning, Bridget.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Well, diabetes, I mean, listening to those statistics, it is quite scary.
It is.
And there are so many different types out there. Can you talk us through a little bit more so we can just have a better understanding?
Sure. So there are three main types of diabetes: type 1, type 2, and gestational. Gestational occurs only in pregnancy, so we don't really focus on that too much. Type 2 is by far the biggest number of diabetics. 90% of diabetics are type 2s. And type 1, there are about 10% of them. And all diabetes is caused by your body not using insulin properly. So in someone without diabetes, like you, for example, when you eat something, your pancreas releases the perfect amount of insulin for whatever you've just eaten. In type 1 diabetes, my pancreas, for example, produces very little insulin or no insulin, so I have to give myself injections every time I eat. And in type 2 diabetes, either not enough insulin is produced or the insulin that is produced doesn't work properly. So in general, the treatment, if you catch it early enough, it can be lifestyle modifications, and after that it's insulin pills and then eventually insulin injections.
Is this now for type 2 diabetes? Yes. How can one, develop or get type 2 diabetes?
So what's tricky about type 2 is that there's a strong genetic component, but it's usually called a lifestyle disease because there are certain lifestyle factors that contribute to being able to get or having a higher risk of getting type 2. Those are being overweight, particularly fat around the middle for some reason that contributes to it. An unhealthy diet, lots of refined carbohydrates, junk food, fizzy drinks, cakes and sweets and all that stuff that's so bad for us. And not enough exercise, and smoking, and too much alcohol. So what's so interesting is that you look at lifestyle modifications for type 2 diabetes, and it's actually lifestyle modifications we should all be making. It's living a normal, healthy life.
And how much does, I mean, I feel like we're living in such a stressful environment. How big of a role does stress play in, you know, someone's lifestyle and developing type 2 diabetes?
So, I mean, we all know how bad stress is for us. It's no surprise. What's interesting is that if you look at it from the hormone angle, that's what affects blood sugar. And I'm not a doctor, but I am a type 1 diabetic, and I've lived with the condition for over 10 years now. And what happens is that when you get stressed, the stress hormones are released, like cortisol. And the whole purpose of that was to give us, when we were living in the wild and running away from a lion, to give us this boost of energy so that we could run away. The trouble is that we're not doing any running, and we're living with the lion in the same room as us. And so that cortisol raises your blood sugar to give you the extra energy that we don't need because we're just constantly stressed. So it's dangerous.
But you did say it is, you know, a lifestyle disease. And what are some of the things we can incorporate? Because by the sound of things, you can prevent most parts of type 2 diabetes.
So it depends on the genetic component.
Okay.
What we always say at Sweet Life, so we have an online community that offers information and support for people with diabetes in South Africa. And the one thing we say to everyone, to tell everyone they know, and I want you to tell everyone you know, is to get a blood sugar test. It's a 5-minute finger prick test. You can get it at your local pharmacy or clinic. And if there's any risk of you developing type 2 diabetes, you'll be able to tell straight away.
Okay.
And so the earlier you catch it, in general, the earlier you catch it, the more likely you are to be able to reverse it with a change in diet and starting to exercise and quitting smoking, not drinking too much. If it's later on, you will have to go on to medication, and it also depends entirely on the person. So diabetes is a very personal condition.
Okay.
but the diet plays a huge role because what you eat influences how much insulin your body releases and influences how that insulin is used. So it's the same, like there's no such thing as a diabetic diet.
Yeah.
It's the same thing we should all be eating.
Well, Bridget, thank you for sharing the insight.
Please.
One of the biggest problems with diabetes is the number of people who are undiagnosed. So if you haven't been tested yet, it's a good idea to go. And if you are in great health, it's a good also to know that through regular exercise and a balanced diet, being diagnosed with diabetes is manageable. South Africa's original oat champion now has a range of nutritious, delicious muesli. New Jungle Muesli, available in an exciting variety of flavors.
We're back again with Dr. Eve, our relationship expert on this Monday, and we're asking about the recurring problems in your relationship and what they might indicate to and perhaps how to solve them. Ian is on the line right now, calling us from KZN, and Ian has some advice on how not to keep score in a relationship. Ian, go ahead.
Hi there, man. Good morning to you guys. Thanks for taking my call. Yeah, my wife is in retail and I'm a stay-at-home dad. I've been a stay-at-home dad since my son turned 9 months. And our argument was who's working harder, my wife who works at work and that she works 12 days on, 2 days off, or me being a stay-at-home dad.
Mm-hmm.
And we both sat down one day and thought, now, hang on, this is keeping a score. Who works harder? We both equally work hard. My work begins when my son wakes up, and eventually I get a break when he goes to sleep because he's nearly 3. But my wife gets up at 5:30 and finishes work at 4. So our argument was, hey, who's working harder, you or me?
Yeah.
We realized, hey, let's not keep score because we're both working very hard. Yes, there are different types of working hard, and instead of tearing each other down, let's say, babes, thanks for working as long hours at the shop. I really appreciate it. Your wholesale retail is very hard work. I appreciate that. And she says, babes, I know the little guys are really tough. He's nearly 2, 3 learning stuff. He's driving you nuts in the flats. I appreciate the hard work you're doing and actually trying to raise them. Thank you. I won't keep score, but thank you.
Wow.
Keeping score will actually tear each other down because you're looking for things of trying to say, you do less than this and you're doing less than that. No. Look for what actually, how each other is benefiting each other.
Wow.
Don't work against each other.
Yeah.
Work to complement each other.
Ian, thank you very much for sharing. I wonder if Ian has a point there. That I mean, that's one aspect of his life that he was talking about in his marriage. But do you think that these problems reoccur because we subconsciously keep score?
I think these problems reoccur because of what's called the affect, the emotion around us. If we take Ian as an example, they're both exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what's happening is that they're being irrational in their discussion around what the real issues are. The real issues is that we're tired and we just want to pull each other closer. We just want to be kinder to each other. And so the way that he's doing it is great, because what we have to learn from these perpetual problems, these 69% problems that are always there, we have to accept that they're going to always be there. This is a solvable problem that he's experiencing. Now, the most important thing is, how do we manage problems? How do we manage perpetual and solvable problems? And he's got the solution to it, which is a great one. It's about sitting down, soothing yourself and saying, actually, I'm being a little irrational. I'm just really exhausted right now. And what I need to do is to start up with the soft startup, like he's saying, I really love you. I really appreciate the work that you're doing. We're both working really hard over here. And then to begin a conversation by listening. What is really irritating you? Well, I'm just really tired and I really feel neglected, or I really feel like I want space for myself. And you'll get to the underlying problem of what really is happening, rather than dealing with the so-called problem of who is keeping score, who is working harder. That's just nonsense. One needs to look at what are your dreams, what are your visions, what are you not really meeting in terms of emotional needs.
We're going to take a quick break, but I want to talk about unsolvable problems. The problem of you don't make me feel wanted, you don't make me feel loved, you don't do enough for me emotionally. I mean, those are things that you come into a relationship with, and it's now expected of you as the new partner to fix. Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. I like that one.
Glad we reached a resolution there.
Absolutely.
No, we can actually talk about it now. We are breaking that terrible cycle of recurring arguments in your relationship, and we'd love to hear from you. If you've got any questions or comments, 021-4309-881 is the number to dial.
That's it. And if there's any tension, we're going to break that tension in the kitchen with a delicious vegan bean and potato curry with a beautiful Schelaine from Generation. She's here. We're going to put her to the test and see if she can actually put together this curry. Let's see after the break.
Welcome back to Monday Morning. This is your Feel Good Breakfast for Expresso on SABC3 with our relationship expert, Dr. Eve. We're discussing recurring problems in relationships. And of course, you can call us on 021 430 9881.
Exactly, and I wanted to know about the recurring issue of someone constantly needing emotional affirmation. Like, you don't make me feel this, you don't make me feel that, you don't give me what I need emotionally, and never giving the person the same thing as well. Is that a recurring problem, coming into a relationship with an emotional need, or kind of like an insecurity, and expecting your partner to fix that?
Yeah, what immediately comes up for me is what's called attachment theory. So here is somebody who sounds like they're really anxious in the way that they attach to a partner. And you're right, they would come into a relationship being very needy, being very jealous, very possessive, and having a high expectation that my partner's going to be the one to always take care of me or to be able to initiate things. So the recurring problem there, the conflict that's going to occur around there is around he says, she says. Where she's saying, I want more, you need to, and he's saying, what about me? So they get caught in what's called gridlock. And once you get caught in gridlock, people get frozen. And that's when the problem never ever gets solved. Because what should really happen is he should listen better to her and say, you know what, I'm hearing that you're really struggling in this relationship. I'm hearing that your expectations are very different to what mine are. Let's talk about expectations, because that's the core issue. We don't want to get hooked into the effect around it.
True. We've got a call on the line right now. Jess from Cape Town. Good morning, Jess. You can go right ahead.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on the show. My husband and I have been married for 5 years, and whenever we have an argument, he doesn't really know how to talk, open up, doesn't know how to listen. Well, not listen, but he just doesn't know how to respond to anything, so I do feel kind of alone. He understands it and he knows. He has said to me before, I just don't know what to say to you, or he doesn't know how to actually have emotions and feelings. He's lovely, but just struggling with how to talk to him, even if little things are lying around the house. Same thing will happen, and I just feel like I'm being very naggy all the time. But he doesn't seem to get it. I just don't know how to get through to him.
All right. Thank you very much for sharing with us, Jess.
Yeah, that would be a perpetual problem.
Yeah.
Of the one person being emotionally disconnected or emotionally unable. And you can hear her frustration, which is building up. So what's going to happen to Jess in her relationship is those 4 horsemen. We've spoken about it before, Kat.
Yes, we have in
the
the
past. 4
past.
horsemen that come galloping in. So the first one is criticism, where she's starting to criticize him. And then she's going to go into contempt, which is the second horseman who gallops in. We're like, you lazy. You never do anything around the house. And then what happens is stonewalling. She's going to begin to shut down towards him. And then the last horseman is called defensiveness, where she's just going to be completely defensive, and then eventually she's going to emotionally disengage from this relationship. So it's good that now, 5 years into the relationship, she's getting that this is a perpetual problem that she needs to solve. And the way that she needs to solve it is through communication. I'm so sorry, but that's always going to be the solution, is through dialogue, by saying to him, I am feeling so, like she was saying to us, lonely in this relationship. Not, why don't you do the dishes? You never do anything. That no one listens to that. But it's, I'm feeling lonely. I'm feeling worried. I'm feeling sad. And
But how
maybe
do you-
in that way they can connect.
Like with Jess right now, how do you deal with somebody who is emotionally, if that's a thing, like you try and get it out and then they go whoop. And maybe let's just quickly think about that, and we'll be back again with Dr. Eve
The
shortly.
Stolstaper.
The Stolstaper, is that what the term is?
Yeah.
021 430 9881, give us a call.
Oh, man, so lots to digest this morning, excuse the pun. So we're going to take a moment to let you process that, and we're going to create some perfect harmony within our little home here with Schelaine Bennett. She's a superstar from generations, but connected to our family as well on Hectic 99. We've watched you just flourish. You're just doing such amazing work, sister.
Thank
so well
you.
done.
Thank
But now the real litmus test is, can y'all cook? Can you cook?
Well, do I cook? A lot of vegetables.
You're
A lot of
padding.
vegetables.
No, that's good, because we're going to make a vegetable curry. We're going to be using our olive pride this morning. Nice, healthier choice. We've got a beautiful mixture of seed oils to raise that burning temperature and beautiful, healthy olive oil. So Ewan is our resident cook. He does cook.
Look,
all the time,
I'm literally not
every
going to
day,
do much. You're going to do everything.
Me?
Yeah. So I'm
Okay.
going to stir. Apparently, I can stir well.
You're a stirrer.
I'm a stirrer.
He is a stirrer on set.
So let's start with it. I'll do the oils. A little bit
So
of
get
olive
some olive pride in there.
We've got a nice and hot pot going on here. Not too much. Right. If you can go for our spices first and foremost there. So we've got some curry and some roast masala. Get that in there.
And the key thing is when you...
No, get everything in there. It's a curry.
Do you know... The key thing when cooking vegetables, especially making a curry, more flavour, more better. You've got to get as much flavour in there. People I think, are turned off a lot of vegetarian dishes because they think it's going to be lacking in flavour or texture.
I can understand.
Doesn't have to be the case.
Absolutely. Now, we want to get the curry powder in first because it really needs to unlock what it offers you. You see what I'm saying? So you can go for the garlic now.
Can I?
Yeah, because this is a quick process. And also garlic, you want to be careful. It burns quickly. You don't want to get that bitterness going.
Thank you.
All right. Some onions that we've diced. That goes in there as well.
Shallot.
You are brilliant at this.
I know.
You've got a certain flair, actually. You've got some flair in the kitchen. I love that.
So there we have it. Okay, so what I want to do now, I want you to put in some coconut cream. Oh, can you smell those spices, eh?
That smells great.
That is some coconut cream right there. You can get that in there.
And that's the hallmark of a good curry. If you want that creamy texture, use the coconut cream. It really is a wonderful way of balancing. So now we've got our potato and our lentils.
There we go. Brilliant.
I'm so glad these are chopped.
And you know what?
We were slaving away.
We've got this kitchen fairy that just does everything. If only it can be this easy at home as well. Our lentils over there.
Nice vegetable protein going into the mix.
That's it. Great alternative for your meat-free Monday, man. Yeah.
You don't have to boil these before the lentils.
So now, what's going to happen? No, because we're going to put our stock in there right now. So just enough stock to cover our ingredients. So there we go.
And we've obviously gone with the veggie stock. We want this to be vegan or vegetarian.
So when?
Go for it, just to cover it nicely, because obviously the lentils also take a lot of liquid. More.
And the idea here is you just want that to cook until the potato has cooked through. That's why you cut it into small manageable cubes.
So this is pretty much it. This is pretty much it. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to just swap the two because miraculously we do have a
magical time dissolve.
Bam! And this is what it looks like. Okay, so now we're going to season it a little bit, salt and pepper.
And our butter beans.
And then we have butter beans. Obviously we put them in last because they are done already.
Yeah.
You
don't need to cook them,
Put them in there for us.
Pop it in.
Can.
Look at that flair.
Look at that. Butter beans, also a great natural protein.
That's it. So basically now it's just about heating this through. And that is as easy as that. A vegetable curry. Did you think it's that easy?
That is so simple.
Hey?
Under 5 minutes.
Because the thing is, when people hear curry, all right, they freak out initially. It's like, how am I going to make this? But if you know the fundamental steps, the building blocks of a curry, you'll be just fine.
That was motivational, man. That was motivational. So the key word here is curry to 33728.
Give us that bowl there, Graham.
We're going to dish that up a little bit later in the show. We're going to make the perfect accompaniments, which is puri, like little naan breads that you fry up that are gorgeous. There we go. Get a close-up of that. And we've got some coriander because Ewan hates me and wants to put some coriander on top.
We love you, Graham.
So let's just dress it up with a little bit of
We just want you to enjoy the finer things in life,
beautiful.
It smells so good.
Pop it down right there.
There we go.
That's all you.
That's all you,
girl, Schelaine.
Ta-da! I'm ready.
A genius.
Curry to 33728.
Well done.
Thank you. Well done.
Olive Pride brings a touch of pride and the natural beauty of olive oil to your table. Made with love by Clover.
So getting back to the question to Dr. Eve about how you deal with somebody who emotionally shuts down, like Jess's husband that she mentioned, when you bring up an argument or something and they emotionally shut down. How do you deal with that?
You've got to self-soothe yourself first. That's the first thing you do, is got to take a deep breath, because you know this behavior by now. You can't chase them. What's called somebody's going to exit, you're going to pursue. Exit, pursue. You have to stand still and you've got to take a deep breath, and then you've got to get this person back in through fondness and admiration and say to this person, you know, I really appreciate these things that you do. I really appreciate even that this is a difficult conversation for you. I'm not going to be fighting. I need you to just listen to me and hear how upsetting this is for me when you never take out the trash, or hear when you don't, and you just listen when I'm telling you this upsets me. So it's about the effect. I come back to the emotion around it. If you're going to be screaming and shouting, no one can hear, or you don't move out of it. And the point is what you were saying earlier, Kat, you know, when does one stop it? When do you start to stop this conflict, this volcanic eruption from happening? When you begin to feel in your body, the somatic experience, as it's called, you feel yourself getting tight, you feel the anxiety rising up, you feel your blood pressure escalating, that's when you know, I've got to just take a breath and I've got to be able to just speak quietly to this person. That's more likely than he won't walk away. Then he won't or she won't shut down, because he won't feel that he or she has been attacked.
Should one consider bringing in a third party when the two of you just cannot reach a resolution amongst yourselves? Bring in somebody just to help you kind of get past that point, because I never want people to get to the point where they just emotionally shut down and now they're done with the situation.
Yeah, that's when therapy is really useful. That's why couples come into therapy, because they find themselves stuck in these gridlock situations. There's nothing worse than having what's called a gridlock perpetual problem, where you just feel you're never going to break in, where the cycle just goes round and round, the conversation just keeps turning. So go into therapy around that.
We've got a call on the line right now. Rosie from Pietermaritzburg. Good morning, Rosie. Go right ahead.
Hi, good day. I'm living with a wonderful husband that does get the stool stapler when he gets upset or angry about something. My best way to deal with that is do not try to solve the argument in that moment. Wait for the person to calm down, even if it takes a day, go for a drive or a walk or something. And when the situation is calmed down, because stool stapler is like a boiling pot waiting to explode. So you wait for the situation to calm down, offer him coffee, sit him down later when it's calmed down, and then say to him, love, can we talk about it? This is what's bothering me. And then more than likely he's more than willing to actually talk to you about it and sort out the problem. Stool stapler, you never open that pot, because it boils out like bubbles.
Wow. Thank you so much for that.
That's the best way to deal with it. Stool stapler is dangerous at the moment, so at any situation. So stool stapler is basically wait for the situation to calm down so that a boiling pot can actually go away.
That sounds like some great advice.
That's really great. It's like a powder cake just waiting to explode.
Yeah, but what's great is that Rosie's keeping so calm.
Yes.
So that's what the solution. She's begun to accept. She knows over all the years, she accepts this is the way he is, and she has learned to manage it. And what people do incorrectly is that they don't accept, they want the partner to change, which is why the cycle just goes round and round and round. And she's learned how to manage the situation so very beautifally so that she doesn't get hurt. She soothes herself, soothes him, and they're able to have a conversation.
Because so many people just want to keep going, and then boom.
It all just explodes,
Yeah. Well, thank you so much to all of our callers for sharing your stories with us and asking your questions, and we really appreciate it. We hope that this was enlightening and, in fact, empowering to your relationship. And as always, Dr. Eve will do it next week. Thanks, babe.
Thank you so much, guys. Hopefully that helps you at home to stay calm, keep your wits about you. But we're going to ask you to stick around for just a little bit longer. We're going to take the quickest of breaks. When we return, we're going to make the perfect, accompaniment for our beautiful vegetable curry. Some Indian pooris. We're going to show you exactly how to do that. And then some Mandela Monday inspiration in the form of a godmother working and living in the Cape Flats, turning young girls into princesses and helping them unlock their true potential in the process. Inspiration after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso right here on SABC3. It's a fresh Monday morning. So good to be hanging out with you, and so good to be hanging out with Chef Tash as well. Come here. How are you doing, love?
Good, thanks.
Good to see you. Yeah, not too bad. Thank you very much. So we made this amazing vegan bean and potato curry a little bit earlier on, and it smells amazing. But now this accompaniment, this beautiful Indian pooris, that is what we want to be making right now. It's beautiful, nice and crispy as well to go perfectly with the curry, and you are just the person to show us exactly how it's done.
Yes, definitely. It's very easy to make.
We like easy.
No yeast, no pruning, no nothing.
All right.
Just a pinch of salt, like three finger pinch.
3 pinches of salt.
3 finger pinch. And then we are going to use the olive pride blended oil.
We used this earlier as well because it's a perfect blend of seed oil and your olive oil, healthy olive oil in there as well. But what's great about it is it's got a high frying temperature, which is fantastic for your frying.
Yes. So that bread we we are going to fry it. That is the beauty of the bread. So
Okay.
as soon as this is done, we are just going to pop it in our pan and it's going to be done.
Okay.
That's
so
how
just,
easy it is.
So just making the dough here.
Yes.
And so you got to get in there nicely. If you want to get your hands on the recipe to our Indian puri to go with our curry, SMS the keyword clover to 33728. That's clover to 33728. You can also check it out on our website for the full recipe, expressoshow.com.
Definitely.
So what consistency are we going for here? It's like
We
a breadish kind of dough?
It's a breadish kind of dough, but we are looking for a hard type. It's not too soft as you can see there.
Okay.
We want it with a little bit of bounce. As you know, we are going to fry this bread, so we
Yes.
don't want high rise.
Okay, I see. So once you get that, can I start going on this side maybe? What do we do?
We are going to just roll that out. Thank you.
Okay.
Roll that out, and then we want about golf-sized balls of. We are going to cut it up just a little bit so that it becomes that size.
Okay, so we roll it flat first, right?
Yes, flat first.
And then?
Turn it around for me, please.
There we go.
That's it.
See a little bit more flour on the surface right
Yes.
there. Okay,
Almost done.
okay. And then roll it again.
You can actually just pinch it into golf size.
So we just want to make sure to roll out whatever
Yes.
kind of air is still in there. Right.
And then just pinch out.
Like
golf
this?
size. Yes. And then we are going to roll that out. And then that is what we need.
Okay, so that's
Okay.
pretty much it.
Yes.
The keyword once again is clover. SMS that to 33728.
Okay.
So how thick do we roll this out, by the way?
Not too thin,
Not too
because
thin.
we wanted to have that little,
Okay.
that
Well,
little meat
similar
inside.
to that.
That is,
All
yeah,
right.
that's perfect. Actually, let me just wash my hands.
You
In
do.
fact, please pour the blended
Okay.
oil for me in the pan.
Got it. I'm your assistant. So it's fine.
My
So we just
sous
want a
chef.
little bit here.
Yes.
Is that good?
That is perfect.
Brilliant
And
stuff.
then we'll just roll that out.
That's it. So obviously, I mean, you don't have to go
Yes.
for the perfect round shape here. Just
We
like
want that rustic.
Yes.
Yes.
So let's see. I could have probably made this a little bit bigger. And then it just goes into the pan.
Just goes into the pan.
Like
We
that.
are going to wait for it to brown and to create some bubbles.
Yes.
You don't turn it before it becomes brown. Yes.
All right, cool. So I'll tell you what, while we wait for this guy to get ready so we can show you that keyword is clover, SMS that to 33728. Like I said, you can also go check it out on our website, expressoshow.com, a little bit later on this morning. But here are those steps for you one more time.
Puri is a crispy, golden and deep-fried bread that is popular for breakfast in India. So why not try this morning meal by adding a touch of pride? Because whether you're frying, grilling or stewing, you'll make it a success with olive pride as your secret ingredient. For this recipe, you'll need 500 ml of olive pride, a blend of seed oils and extra virgin olive oil, 300 ml of warm water, pinch of salt, and 450 grams of whole wheat flour. Add the flour into a bowl and season with a pinch of salt. Add the water and form a firm dough using your hands. Add a touch of pride, then knead the dough for 5 minutes and tear off pieces of dough to form golf-shaped balls. On a floured surface, roll out each dough ball into a flat circle. Heat the olive pride blend for frying and add the pooris to the heated blend and fry until puffy and golden brown. Remove from the olive pride blend and drain on a paper towel. With olive pride's blend of seed oils and extra virgin olive oil, it delivers a wonderful almond aroma and flavor that's perfectly suited for this dish, and one best served with a delicious curry.
Made with love by Clover.
You take over, Tash. This is, I've used this at this. The keyword is clover, SMS that to 33728. I've been trying so hard to get a nice and round shape, but it doesn't really matter, okay? Because it turns out beautiful. You can see the one that we've made a little bit earlier on.
Yes.
It browned nicely on one side, and that is what you want. And when it's brown on both ends, then you are ready to go and use it as a great accompaniment to our vegan bean and potato curry that we made earlier on. Some Indian puri. Thank you very much, Chef Tash.
It is a pleasure.
Okay.
The curry smells awesome.
It does. And with an accompaniment like that, you are good to go on your meat-free Monday. So you continue making us proper professional puris this morning. The keyword is clover. SMS that to 33728.
It's beautiful and brown.
Olive Pride brings a touch of pride and the natural beauty of olive oil to your table. Made with love by Clover.
Well, it's that time of the morning. How to clean with Mac bathroom cleanup time. That's right, it is how to shine with Mac bathroom cleanup time. And we're fast approaching winter when we all spend more time indoors and more likely to be exposed to colds and flu and winter tummy bugs. Now more than ever, it's important to ensure that our home is hygienically clean. So we're taking and rather talking bathrooms this morning, and these are the most used rooms in the house and they harbor the most germs of them all.
Exactly, especially if you're storing water down in the cap. You've got to be careful of that grey water, but you want to keep your most intimate areas the most clean. So let's kick it off with the various products, our go-tos. And we've got our MAC Multi-Purpose Clean Creamer containing an active detergent and a soft abrasive, which then loosens and lifts dirt to leave surfaces clean, shiny, and scratch-free. So it's not going to scratch the surface, even though it's got that granular effect. And we've got our MAC Multi-Purpose Bleach. We've got two variants here. Very effective detergent with bleach in it as well, so you can clean thoroughly while disinfecting to give you 24 hours of germ protection. Then finally, we've got our MAC dishwashing liquid with the power of lemon. It has a richer, longer lasting foam to easily clean mirrors, shower doors, and even shower curtains as well. So
Wonderful.
It's not just for the dishes.
So now that we know what we've got in our cleaning arsenal, let's get cleaning. Did you know that cold bugs can survive on surfaces for up to 48 hours? Now, our hands carry these germs from one part of the house to another. Everyone uses the bathroom, and apart from using the basin, the bath, and the toilet, the bathroom also contains our toothbrushes, nail brushes, sponges, face cloths, and towels as well.
There's a lot of biological content there. Now, it goes without saying, the toilet obviously is a high-risk area. And did you know that when you flush, that a fine spray of water, this always freaks me out when I think about it, from the flush, comes out of the toilet and settles on everything in a 1.5 meter squared radius of that toilet. So think of your toothbrush on the basin. A little bit of a worry there.
Yeah,
so a daily
big
clean
time.
of the toilet bowl it's not just a nice to have, it's an essential. And this is where MAC Thick Bleach really sorts out the problem. You've got to squirt around the rim of the toilet and on the inside walls of the toilet bowl. Leave for a few minutes so you can let that bleach really take effect. Then scrub vigorously with a toilet brush and then flush again. Every night before going to bed, squirt MAC Thick Bleach around the rim and then into the water inside the toilet as well. And then leave overnight so you can really let that disinfectant kick in.
Sure. Now, what about the bath, the basin, and the shower cubicle? MAC Cream Cleaner is the hero here. Squirt neat onto, those marks in the bath, onto the dirty shelves, onto the basin, the windowsills, and then wipe over with a soft cloth and then dry. Now, taps and shower heads should be cleaned with MAC Cream Cleaner on a soft cloth that's dry and buffed to a shiny finish as well.
I love that. Next, we move on to our mirrors, our shower doors, and the windows. It can be a bit more tricky. This is where MAC dishwashing liquid really comes in. It's ideal for this purpose. So you make up a solution in a little bit of warm water, then using a soft cloth, wipe the mirrors, the glass shower doors, and the bathroom windows inside and out. Don't forget, then rinse with clear water and dry to a shiny, streak-free finish, which is
love
what
that.
we're after, yeah.
And then when it comes to cleaning the bathroom and the shower floor, make up a solution of MAC Cream Cleaner in some warm water and mop thoroughly, paying attention to those hard-to-reach areas around the toilet. Then finally, disinfect floors by using a few drops of MAC Thick Bleach in a bucket of warm water. And to clean discolored grouting between the tiles, scrub with an old toothbrush that's dipped in neat MAC Thick Bleach. Then rinse with clear water because bathrooms are damp and humid. Mold can build up. And here's our MAC Attack tip. Using gloves and MAC Thick Bleach, sponge down mold areas, rinse and dry them thoroughly. And that's your job done.
Boom.
The bathroom is pristine and clean and shiny thanks to the powerful MAC Trio, the Cream Cleaner, the Thick Bleach, and the dishwashing liquid.
Oh man, see, MAC can be clean or makes cleaning so much easier, guys. You just need a little bit of know-how and a little bit of elbow grease. And you too can join the cleaning team and have a little bit of fun, really coming to grips with those key areas in your home by winning a MAC hamper. What you've got to do is SMS the keyword MAC to 33728. SMS is going to be charged at just R1.50. No free SMSs apply, but all the terms and conditions, as always, can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. And this week's giveaway ends at midnight at the end of this week on Friday.
New MAC Multi-Purpose Thick Bleach actively disinfects and cleans surfaces all over the home, making it easy for you to shine.
Well, stick around with us on your Feel Good Breakfast show. When we come back, we'll give you the details of how you can enter probably one of the best and greatest competitions we've ever had for you to travel with the box for an entire year. And then just to sweeten the deal on top of that, we've got another lovely performance coming to us from Vasti. What are you doing for us after the break?
Karma Police by Radiohead.
Sounds good to me.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
So, first of all, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us as we beat back the Monday Blues. How cool does it feel putting that puppy on, eh? Get in it, pup. So obviously you know we are massive Springbok fans, but we are looking for a fan even bigger than us. Why? Because we've got probably the best prize ever in the world, ever, to give away. What if I told you that you could follow the Springboks on tour for an entire year and get paid to do it?
I'd say you're crazy.
It is.
I'd say you're crazy.
They might be crazy.
But then I'd want to believe it.
MTN, the official team sponsor of the Springboks, and we're so proud of them for doing that, have now partnered with South African Rugby to look for the Boks' biggest fan, who is also social media savvy, and allow them the opportunity to tour with the team until the end of 2019.
Yeah, man.
We'll have an exclusive backstage pass to share never before seen Springbok footage whilst you travel with the team, attend training sessions and games all over the world, and get to become the bozza of the team.
So to enter, all you do is very, very simple. Record a short video of yourself showing why you deserve to be chosen, and of course show off your rugby knowledge and your social media skills as well. And then simply upload that video to mtncallup.mobi before the 27th of May. And this experience worth 2 million rand. Yes,
crazy.
2 million rand will literally change your life and make sure that you enter. Even if you, I feel like even if you don't really like rugby,
just do it, man.
Just try
Guys,
it.
I toured with the
Try
Springboks for just 2 weeks, and it changed my life. This will change your life forever.
Yeah, mtncallup.mobi, that is the web address to visit. Upload those videos, man. Good luck to you.
Ever wondered what it's like to be a Springbok? To experience the pre-game build-up and see how it's done with thousands of fans cheering you on? Well, now you can. MTN is looking for a bozza that will connect the box with the world. Someone who will follow the Springbok team and tell stories from the road. Someone who can rally the nation and be the eyes and ears of Mzansi. So how do you get the call-up to become the bozza of the Springbok team? Do you have a passion for rugby? Are you slick with social media? And do you know how to use your phone to capture it all? First, create a video telling us why you should be the bozza of the Springbok team. Then head over to mtncallup.mobi to submit your application. Check out #MTNCallup to see what it's all about. T's and C's apply.
So to close off our Monday edition of your Feel Good Breakfast show, Vasti's here, and of course, remember you can catch her live this coming Friday at 22/7. That's a venue in Cape Town.
Yes.
And what can people expect? Give them a summary of what they can expect when they come to the show.
Well, they can expect music from the 27 Club, Jim Morrison, Brian Jones, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Amy Winehouse,
Yes, I
and
was hoping
Kurt
you'd say
Cobain.
that. Oh, wow.
And then also we're doing a number now from Radiohead, which we're also commenting on some influences they had on their lives, etc. Yes.
All right, after the show's done, what's next for you and what lies ahead in 2018 for you?
So we're entering for all the festivals in Cape Town. Going to record a few things, have a new show up my sleeve. All of these things, you know.
Fantastic. Looking forward to it. But right now you said Karma Police by
Yes.
Radiohead. The stage is yours. Take it away.
Thank you.
Arrest this man, he walks in math, he buzzes like a fridge, he's like a detuned radio. Arrest this girl, her Hitler hairdo is making me feel ill, and we have crashed her party. This is what you This is what you get. This is what you get when you mess with us. Karma bunnies, I've given all I can. It's not enough. I've given all I can, but we're still on the payroll. This is what you get. This is what you get. This is what you get when you mess with
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.